Congratulations to GM with an asterisk, Alan Stiles. One of his guys got another 10-day contract. Killian Hayes going to be around for a while, Alan.
That's right.
You can sure pick him.
Technically, you called it that he would get, 10 more days?
10 more days.
I don't know that you called it in the same way that I called it, but the bottom line is we're going to have Killian for at least 10 more days. And I'll tell you this, Whitey, if you're going to have him out there, I got to double check what he's been averaging as far as minutes. Can we get the brother 30 minutes a game?
Yeah.
Right? And if it's 25.
Be careful what you wish for, but I think we're going to at some point.
Well, if it's 25 and Devin Carter's getting 25, I'm down to see it. I don't know how great it's going to look, but at least we can say, hey, there's no more excuses as far as the rhythm or anything like that. You're getting some good run here, very similar to what you were getting in the G League, and it is what it is. Because right now, 6 minutes here, 10 minutes there, Devin Carter, 6 minutes one night, 22 the next. Just let these guys run. I know there is something that is vastly or greatly connected to that, and that's Russell Westbrook. But, I'm curious to see how this thing goes. I've been talking about this March run since the moment it looked like the Kings were going to be in the tank. And we are officially here, starting tonight against the Pelicans. So now it gets real, and the Kings have some decisions to make as far as how they want to play this thing.
It's not March Madness. Is it like March mediocrity or March?
No, they need to be worse than mediocre.
Okay.
And funny enough, the last time they played the Pelicans ran them out the building, and we'll see what happens there. I don't think DeJounte Murray was back. He is now back from that Achilles. He's out tonight, but he's now back.
And Trey Murphy is questionable, and Zion's questionable.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the Kings have a legitimate shot at winning tonight.
But again, the Pelicans, they're not in the tank because they don't have the pick, right?
I know, right. But
so they must
be a little shorthanded.
Yeah, legitimately, I guess in their perspective, hey, well, we're not sending them for the tank. We just don't want to push anything because the season, there's no point, especially on the road. It's not even your home fan. So that could get dicey. And again, no more nationally televised games for the Kings?
I don't think so.
I don't know how there could be. Oh, wait, one got flexed out. That's what it was.
Yes.
The last one got flexed out, so nobody's going to be paying attention to you. And I think it really comes down to, there shouldn't be any more situations where DeMar or Westbrook are eclipsing, Whitey, dare I say, 25 minutes. DeMar, I'm less worried about because we know how he's been playing. We've talked about it time and time again. But, yeah, you probably shouldn't let these guys get 30 minutes, especially on nights like this. I think if you're Doug, you probably need to play it based on what is actually happening. If Zion and Trey Murphy aren't playing tonight, if I'm Doug, they can't get, DeMar and Russ, they cannot get 30 minutes.
I think part of the equation is, from the Kings' standpoint, it looks like Russ and DeMar, they just want to play. And I think was it practice? One of the days this week, because I know we had the sound at Sactownsports.com, and DeMar's being asked by Sean Cunningham. Who? I don't know. Somebody, Sean Cunningham was asking DeMar about this year and how you stay focused, or, it's a good question, how he deals with all losing. And he said, I'm appreciating every moment.
Yeah, they're
numb
numb
when
to
it's
it
going
now.
to end.
No, they're numb to it now.
But he wants to play.
Yeah.
And Russ clearly wants to play.
But that's the bizarre part of it. Not for Russ, but specifically for DeMar. So DeMar, I guess what we can take from it, Whitey, and where you're kind of going with this is DeMar wants to play so bad, or he loves basketball so much, he truly doesn't have to be the guy that a lot of people thought he had to be. He's willing to defer. He's willing to be out there, and more so, I could probably get in the office right now because it's a G Leaguer that I'm up against, but I'm going to pass it to Nick Clifford. He just wants to play basketball, but it's not specific to a type of basketball. I think that's where DeMar and Russ differ. Russ wants to play Russ ball 24/7. DeMar just wants to play ball regardless of what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. I think that's just how Russ is wired. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that he has another way he could play. It was really interesting. I know before the show started, you and I were looking at what apparently was a transcript of the back and forth between Russ and Malik and Maxi Kleber and Luka.
Yeah.
And we saw that exchange, which was Sunday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
In LA. But it's pretty humorous. And it just speaks to the reason I bring it up is because Russ is just like, that's one of the things the Lakers were kind of laughing at. It's like, you say ball don't lie and you're down 20. But for us, like, that doesn't matter.
No, I don't care.
I can say whatever I want to you.
Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's still check rock. And, and that's how he's been the whole way. And I think that's how he's always going to be. He just does not care about anything as it pertains to the score, the record. He takes every possession one by one.
Rob Bishop coming after us. Sick of you guys acting like Russ and DeMar are world beaters. We got 14 freaking wins.
But I'm not
listening.
Well, I'm just not understanding. Are you saying that they should play? What is the argument? That you want them to play?
No, I believe Rob Bishop is suggesting that we are talking about how great they are, but they can't be that great because the team has only won 14 games. What we're saying is it would be nice for the rebuild if they weren't even here. But since they're here, you have to play them.
Yeah, I don't know how you pulled that one, Bishop, because that is not what I'm saying at all. Because clearly, Whitey and I have gone back and forth on the idea that they were trying to win early. We know that this team is going to lose games. The issue for the 15,000th time is when you start playing teams like the Pelicans who might be missing Zion and Trey Murphy, Russ and DeMar can win that game.
Yeah.
We're not talking about facing the Pistons or the Nuggets. We're talking about facing a Pelicans team with half of their starters out. You leave Russ and DeMar in for 30 minutes, they're going to win that game. That's the issue. There's nobody trying to make it seem as if these guys are too good. And even so, I don't really understand what your argument is. Are you saying that they should play? Either way, I personally don't need to see them. I respect them as basketball players, and that's all fine and good. But I don't need to see them. So now they're saying it doesn't matter if they play or not. We're not winning. Yeah, but again, I'd rather see Killian Hayes, as much as Whitey and Jay will clown me, I'd rather see Killian Hayes for 30 minutes.
Why are you dragging Jay into it? Jay didn't say anything.
Well, but when I bring up certain guys, come on, Alan, what are we talking about here? I mean, so I'm protecting myself already.
Not when it comes to the Kings, man. I'm muted over here.
Okay. After, well, you know what? Ever since I brought up, well, technically this wasn't the Kings, but ever since I brought up Jeremy Sohan, I've been very careful about who I hitch my wagon to and I bring to the table to you and Whitey. That's what it is.
He actually played a little bit last night. Mike Brown went no centers. He had a few stretches there where there were no centers on the floor, and they did okay.
Yeah. No, well, that's kind of what his bag was with the Spurs, right? That point center, whatever you want to call it.
I think he was guarding Shea.
Yeah, he was. So with all that being said, if the idea, regardless of whether you think the Kings are winning or not with Russ and DeMar, that's besides the point. That's not the argument. I'd rather see the young guys play, and I know DeMar and Russ are playing less, but it does get dicey. And if you think, I'll tell you this much, if you think that the Kings, if Russ plays 30-plus minutes and DeMar plays 30-plus minutes, facing the Pelicans with no Zion, we don't know this, they're questionable, but let's say
Zion and Murphy questionable.
No Zion, no Trey Murphy, no DeJounte Murray, that is a point where even I would say you're being disrespectful to Russ and DeMar. They're probably going to win that game. They're probably going to win that game. And Derek Queen, all of a sudden, the shininess of Derek Queen where, hey, maybe the Pelicans made a good move trading that. Nobody has said that in about 2 months.
I am looking forward to Max against Queen tonight.
He barely played last time they played him. He barely played. I know they smacked the Kings, but he wasn't even getting end of the game run. It was very bizarre what was going on with Derek Queen.
Could be a fun matchup, if that's even possible.
That's how I felt the first time when they played in NOLA, but it didn't work out that way.
I know you and Jay, we had this discussion after the show ended yesterday, actually. You guys both think the Knicks have a legit shot at winning a championship. I still, my eye test tells me they're still maybe a little soft for that, but they defended really well last night. They lost the game, but their defense is coming around, and for the year, their defense has been pretty good. So I'll give you, at least a puncher's chance. If the Knicks win a championship, how poorly does that reflect on the Kings? If Mike Brown wins an NBA title, being followers and fans of the Kings were subjected to all manner of embarrassment and futility. How about that? If the guy that they fired goes on to win a championship with the Knicks, it hasn't happened, may not happen, but how bad would that be?
Yeah, I think it would be bad because I think the line is if the Knicks make the playoffs, right, and lose in the first and second round, I don't think that looks that bad on the Kings because obviously that roster is 8 million times better than the Kings roster. So I think that would be a draw, if you will. But I don't think, especially with Jason Tatum, him returning tomorrow, and it seems like Bill Simmons had the scoop on that, and Shams announced it today, he's most likely returning tomorrow. If the Knicks win, and I know the Pacers are out of it, but if the Knicks win, and that would have meant that not only they got through the East, even if you think the East is a little light, that means that they beat whoever came out of the West. Yeah, that's a terrible look.
That would
on
be the
Kings.
second, and it's a long ways from happening. Still unlikely. Could happen. It would be the second coach fired in the Ron Dive era by the Kings that won a championship.
Yeah, Malone.
So, yeah.
Mike Malone. I would say this, though, Whitey. I think he legitimately has to win because of how people view the East. If they got to the finals.
I think if he gets to the finals, it'd be like,
I could probably
pretty good.
I could probably be convinced of that. Yeah. I think you got to at least come out of the East. Because now, you're going to get Tatum back. You come out of the East, I think it's a bad look. Obviously, you win the whole thing. It's an awful look. But if he loses anywhere before that, even if they get to the Eastern Conference Finals, I think people would say, look at that roster. It's the Eastern Conference. So I think to your point, get to the finals or win it, and people would say 5-game losing streak. And I'm not, it is what it is. 5-game losing streak, and you canned Mike Brown after the season prior where they probably would have made the playoffs if not for Luka flopping on Malik and Kevin Huerter being allergic to to making a jump shot. You probably would have made the playoffs, and you can them. And how many losing streaks? I know it's not fair, totally, but how many 5-game losing streaks have the Kings had since they fired Mike Brown?
Yeah, and it would be fodder for nationally, those low-hanging fruit.
Oh, they'd be all over it.
Yeah.
Who's your boy, Sam Quinn? Oh, my goodness. He'd be all over
CBS, man. He can't stand Sacramento. Something must have happened. This girl from Sacramento left him. I don't know what it is. I actually see it different than I think both of you guys. I said the opposite. I think the Knicks last year should have, most people believe they should have went to the finals. I think most people were super surprised that the Pacers made it to the finals. Most people probably put their bills on, especially after the Knicks acquired everybody under the sun coming into the season, that the Knicks were a championship contending team. For me, I think if they get to the finals, I kind of come into the season, and I know every season is different, the Knicks being a championship contender team. If you put all the teams on a piece of paper and said who could win the championship in the beginning of in the beginning of September, I think most people would have chose the Knicks. I don't think Mike Brown is adding that much to the observation of the Knicks should win a championship. I think it's kind of, okay, he got him the next step. But you also will look into the fact of, okay, well, Cat got better or Brunson did this or, something of that nature. I think most people believe the Knicks should win a championship. It didn't happen last year. If they get to the finals, okay, you did what you're supposed to do. I think it's almost difficult for Mike Brown in this situation. If he doesn't win, there's a problem.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So,
although I think if he gets to the finals, he gets a little bit more.
Well, I'm with you. I think a little more of the seasoning gets in there, but I would venture to say Mike Malone is worse than Mike Brown. That's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
that's fair.
Mike Brown went to the Knicks that's supposed to win a championship or at least be in the contention. And Denver was like, y'all came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he built it.
Yeah.
Mike Malone, he built it. Here's the cop-out answer. The cop-out answer is it depends how they get there.
Cop-out answers are beneath you, Alan.
Well, I'm just saying, but it is reality as well. It does depend on how Mike gets there, right? If they're very similar to the Pacers, if there are some injuries that happen along the way that aid the Knicks, then I think it looks different. If you're getting the best shot from the Pistons, and not even just injuries, just the path, right? I think names matter. If you beat the Celtics, and they have no control over this, if you beat the Celtics, if you beat the Pistons, who are the 1 seed, on their way to the finals, I think you're probably right, Whitey. If some injuries happen and, you beat the Cavs and you beat the Raptors on the way, then you lose in the finals, you might say, I think the challenge with Mike Brown right now, it's the Brock Purdy thing and what Mac Jones is dealing with. how many other coaches could have done this? And that's not fair to Mike Brown, but to your point, Jay, I think that's what he's suffering from. Whereas with Mike Malone in Denver, that's not a conversation because they started from the bottom. Now
clearly elevated them.
Exactly.
Yes.
You would sit there, and here's the other part of it, guys. Mike Brown, they went after Jason Kidd. He clearly wasn't their first pick.
Oh, no.
So that's working against
not
him.
Even their second, I don't think.
That's working against him as well. There'd have to be something a la, and this wasn't even Steve Kerr. It was an assistant. There's got to be something. Hey, make this change with Iguodala, right? And oh my goodness, what an adjustment to be made. But if it's just the Jalen Brunson show and it doesn't look any different than Tom Thibodeau and the path is what it is, I can see what you're saying, Jay.
I had some flashbacks last night because you had Mike Brown after that loss to OKC talking about Shea and how good he is at drawing fouls.
Oh, he was
I
going
thought he was
in.
going to bust out the laptop like the old days.
He was going in.
Yeah.
He said there's no one better at convincing the refs that there was contact.
Yeah.
He does not care.
Yeah.
He does. I'm sure it's just frustrating. The problem is, Mike, your guy's not as bad, but Jalen Brunson is real close at doing that.
Shea takes it to another level.
And the thing is about
and I like
Jalen is maybe 6 foot, right? So he gets more of leeway than Shea at 6'6" doing it. So people don't really Brunson annoys people, but nothing like Shea.
Yeah. Jalen is like a bowling ball, and Shea's more like a giraffe.
Yeah, Shea, and his foot is, and the facial expressions he makes, it's ridiculous. Then he shows up that crazy fur coat. Did you see that?
I did.
I don't know. Maybe I'm like I said, I'm almost middle aged now. So maybe it's just I'm almost an unk, Jay. I'm an unk.
I'm glad to hear you say that because I'm like a great unk, and I see that as like, okay, I just don't get it anymore. I don't
man,
understand.
there's nothing to get.
So, I'm not even gonna mention it because
Come
I don't understand.
Fellas, fur
that.
has always been in and ain't never not been.
I hear
Even
you.
faux fur, depending on, your beliefs and thoughts. Come on, man. We just watched Soul Power.
I hear
Dr.
you.
J and all those boys was
That
dipped.
looked good.
Okay.
I mean, you couldn't even see
I
Shea.
say about the swan neck.
You couldn't even see Shea's
I know.
face.
It's like,
You saw his,
there's a giant gerbil that's eating him.
I'm like,
Help him.
I think that's Shea. I'm not really sure. And
So it's the style of the coat versus
To me,
Okay.
yeah.
Like,
Like I said, I wouldn't have brought it up. But I'm with you.
I got some faux fur, but Jay, and I'll wear it during the winter.
Ah, boy.
Because it's a jean though, but then the collar is the faux fur.
Okay,
I
okay,
don't
okay.
need the whole thing like that. I mean, and I get it. Didn't he have that deal where he's a creative
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, creative designer
Somebody for Dior or somebody.
Well, I know he has it with Converse, how he wanted to be a creative director. He's very into fashion. That's all fine and good. But for me, you're flailing, you're flopping, and now you're showing up in a whole, like Whitey said, a whole gerbil. What are we doing?
And you remember the commercial? I just saw it last night. The Cheez-Its commercial with Jimmy Butler and the Cheez-It.
Oh, my
And he's going, lesson number 3. If you want them to feel your rap, you got to feel it in here.
Right.
And the picture I saw, Shay's like, oh, he ain't feeling it. He knows what he looks like.
I'll tell you this much, though, because I've said this before about Shea. Because, Jay, we were talking about baseball when Whitey got us all ticked off from the top 100 baseball players.
Yeah.
And I've said this about Shea, and maybe it is because I think, Jay, I got about 3 more weeks because I'm still big bro. Because, there's, you're young, then you're a big bro, then you're an unk, then you're OG. I'm pretty sure 36
Double
starts
OG.
unk. So I either got 1 more year or I might be an unk.
This might be
40 might be unk, fam.
Not only your
It's in the
birthday,
30s, Jay. Trust me.
Yeah.
I
not
was
only your
tripping.
birthday month. This is your unk month.
This is my unk month. But I don't know. During the break, I'm going to look it up. Do I got 1 more year of big bro?
I think you big bro.
This is my whole thing about Shea. To me, guys, as they're looking for another star, and maybe this is just me, and maybe we're crawling into the world of, well, this kid didn't come up from a tough enough upbringing. I know people have said that as well, how things have changed. I just feel no connection to Shea. I really don't. And I know growing up, there was, dudes had really tough upbringings and things like that. And I'm not saying that's all that there is because but the difference between Steph and obviously he didn't have a tough upbringing, but Steph is only 6'3". And, I'll go on Bart and I see 3 dudes that look like Steph. So I don't know. To me, my problem with the star power with Shea It's just he's not relatable to me at all. But maybe that's my big bro unk status.
What's all this got to do with him rocking a fur coat?
No. I've been wanting to. This has been my take for a while.
Okay,
though.
I got you.
I'm just thinking about the next generation of stars. Who's going to take the mantle? For me, I don't know how relatable Shea is.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
Be careful today, Jared. You should know Alan is just on one. He's just saying things.
Yeah.
Before the show started, he was trying to get me riled up. He said, "Why he got us mad?" He was trying to tell me CC Sabathia is from Benicia. Come on.
He's by the water. He's by the water. Benicia, Vallejo.
Come on, man. Don't do CC like that.
No, you know what it was? No, I'll tell you what it was. I went to school with CC's cousin.
Okay.
And his cousin was from Benicia. And CC came and spoke to the team. I was already gone because he was a year younger than me.
Yeah.
So sometimes my buddy is from Benicia. So they're all from Benicia, but because it's close by. It's close by.
If CC heard you say that, he'd say some things that we might have to dump.
Yeah. But let's get CC on.
We might make that happen.
I won't say that, but let's get CC.
You got to say that now, baby.
I'll say it. I'll tell him.
CC, I know your cousin.
The only problem is CC, and I think Jay has talked about this, CC and I went to different high schools.
Yes.
Okay.
High schools. No, Whitey, I wasn't trying to get you going. Look, here's the thing. Everybody's all this, and this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. Everybody, oh man, and we just making our way through the season. Sometimes, and I'm not saying you, Whitey, but I walk in and I tell you, sometimes I'm gonna put a little tapatio in the salsa real quick. That's what I got to do to get you going.
You said, how come everyone's from Vallejo? That's what you said. And then I said something about it. Well, people that aren't from Vallejo say they are because it's so great.
And not Benicia.
You said, it's not Benicia. Ask Cece about that.
Well, I'm Vallejo. Look, Benicia's nice. It's by the water. So
is Vallejo. I was going to say.
When I think Benicia, I think the water. There's restaurants on the water.
Okay. That's a good point, Alan.
I got you going a little bit, Whitey.
There's restaurants on the water in Vallejo.
Yeah, there are. There are.
I need a list. I'll treat you. We go. You take me to Vallejo, and I'll treat you. Jay, I'll treat the both of you. Then we'll go to Benicia.
I don't think they would let you in Vallejo.
No, I know the Valley. First, I've always called it Valley Joe.
Yeah, you're not helping yourself,
I call it the Valley Joe. That's what the real ones call it, Jay.
So you said my boy ain't real? My boy across from you ain't real?
Wrong again.
That's like a nickname. I don't know if y'all know. I don't know if y'all know this, but people like E40, they call it Valley Joe.
Well, what part are you sliding through in the Valley Joe?
Marine World.
What side is that?
I don't know. That one exit, 37.
It is 37.
There you go.
It is 37.
Yeah.
See?
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you're right.
Man.
I'm telling you. Rob Bishop, he's been honest today. He said, Unk, he looked it up. Yeah, I told you, Jay. Unk is from 36 to 44.
Really? I'd have said 40.
I got 3 more weeks of Big Bro. I'm going to enjoy it.
Unk month. Unk month
this
is
is
here.
Terrible.
Help us celebrate.
No, we're not celebrating that. Not at all, unless we're in the Valley Joe.
What is going on here with Brandon Ayuk and who is the gentleman from D.C., the insider? Lake Lewis Jr. saying he wants out of there, and I've heard a lot of guys don't want to be out there. I'm going to leave it at that, but it's kind of a thing, end quote. What is going on?
About to find out. I mean, he also said he thought, from what he understands, Brandon Ayuk is healthy.
Quote, he's healthy. He's good. Mentally, he's fine. He just did not want to be out there. San Francisco. I've heard a lot of guys don't want to be out there. I'm going to leave it at that, but it's kind of a thing, end quote.
It's funny. If you couple that with what we just talked about yesterday with Trent Williams and how we don't know, he might go to the highest bidder, whatever the case is. I don't know. I've never necessarily heard that. And Niners fans are not happy about that. And him saying, because we never really heard anything like that from
I don't know his source, so I'm not going to say he's wrong.
Right. Well, right. We don't know. It's the first time we've heard any real negative thoughts about the organization. Again, is that the organization? Is that the city set up, an hour away from the city? I don't know, right? Is it the EMF? I don't know. But clearly, he knows it's going viral now. Maybe that was part of it. I don't know what the motivations are, but I don't really care about none of that. I'm more interested in, is Brandon Ayuk actually healthy or not? Because that's what we don't know. He wasn't showing up for rehab. He had the whole situation speeding.
Try to make me go to rehab.
Yeah, people were worried about his mentals and his chickens from some, there were some fake Instagram stories, but then there were real, like the speeding one, I believe was real.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot going on with Brandon Ayuk. I don't say this lightly. When we talk about these guys on too many podcasts, I think that's a real thing. I don't know if Debo still has that Bleacher Report podcast, which was incredibly awkward, but hey, get your money if they're going to give it to you.
I haven't heard anything about that in a long time.
It was popping for a bit. It doesn't pop as much when you have the Commanders, you know what I mean? So it's a little bit different.
Maybe he's coming back. Some people think he's coming back.
If I heard about that, and that would help his podcast numbers.
Yeah.
If I'm Brandon Ayuk, I'd probably do a sit down. If I'm his camp, I would be, not that his camp seems like they're doing all the right things or making the right decisions, but if I'm Brandon Ayuk, I probably need to sit down and clear some things up.
Yeah, if I were his agent, I'm not sure I would want that. It'd be like, sometimes you don't want your client to testify even on their own behalf because you're not sure where it's going. I don't want.
I don't know, but the
PA's
speeding,
my guy. Yeah, we don't need
the speeding. I just think I don't know, because nobody knows anything. Come out and debunk some stuff.
Conversation continues when we come back. Also, are the A's keeping a spot open at Sutter Health Park for Kyler Murray? I don't think they are, but we'll talk about it next on Sactown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Pelicans. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30 with tip-off at 7.
Listen to your Sacramento Kings
On the official home of Kings basketball, Sactown Sports 1140.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Spring is here, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings, plus get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Hagen Oaks knows you can buy a driver off the shelf anywhere, but Hagen Oaks is the only place where you'll find total game fitting. The Hagen Oaks TrackMan-powered player performance studio fits clubs to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Ball Fitter finds your optimum golf ball. The putter fitting studio makes you a better putter, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds your correct fit. In fact, Hagen Oaks will fit you from head to toe with equipment and apparel to make you the player you want to be. It's total game fitting, and it's only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
You remember me from a show called And Joe? I'm back on the radio, Sacramento. It's Joe Mami, and when you need your new country fix, join me weekdays from 6A to 10 for the Pat and Cody with Joe show on New Country 105.1 KNCI or on the free KNCI app.
Join Sactown Sports Downtown before every Kings game and pick up an In-Shape Fitness Kings Rally towel while supplies last. If you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong. Start the year strong and join today at InShape.com.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Get ready, Sacramento. The Sacramento Boat Show and Big RV Show is taking over Cal Expo, March 5th through March 8th. It's 2 huge shows, one massive event. Don't miss it. Get details now at 2hugeshows.com.
Co-hosts of the wildly popular Bad Friends podcast, Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee.
Wow, I can't even believe that this is real right now.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like this is a scam. It's going to explode on you.
No. Live Saturday, March 14th, the venue at Thunder Valley.
Do you know what the 3 colors on the Irish flag stand for?
What?
The hair, the skin, the soul.
Oh, is that what liquor does to your soul?
Yeah, turns you green.
Buy tickets now. Visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee.
Oh, this is like...
That's top notch.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Wasn't aware, but I was on YouTube during the break there. So, Tony, is it Tony? No, TR the Star says Whitey's a hand lotion guy. No, I just busted out some hand sanitizer. You know, I blew my nose, so I'm just trying to be considerate to my coworkers.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been, but we'll figure it out.
It's fine. Yeah.
530 said, did Whitey just put on hand sanitizer? What the hell happened in there? I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
I blew my
man.
nose, so I put hand sanitizer.
I didn't even notice.
Alan's got children, you know?
Yeah. I was talking to Jay about our guy, Jimmy Rollins, because Andrew McCutchen just signed a minor league deal to the Rangers. And I don't know.
Was he a good Giant, Andrew McCutchen?
Oh, it was fun. Mm-hmm. I thought he was done. Then he played 4 more years. I don't know why, and I get it. It's easy for me to say, but after, that's your whole life, I get it. I think Hunter Pence went through this. They all go through it, but baseball players have the saddest endings to their careers. So you're Andrew McCutchen, and it's almost as if a very lesser version of the Derek Jeter thing, because obviously they figured something out with Derek Jeter. But when I was watching a lot of the, when there was a time where there were a lot of documentaries on Jeter, you're almost doing it to spite the organization, because everybody's saying that Andrew McCutchen should have retired a Pirate. It's almost as if, hey, I want to retire a Pirate, but I want to do it on my own terms. And once the Pirates said, and the Pirates aren't going anywhere. I know they got Paul Skeens. I got the card. But, hey, we're not going to have you back. We're not going to have you back, McCutch. At that point, it's almost as if, well, you're not going to dictate when my career ends or whatever, so I'm going to go sign some minor league deal. Normally how this works, and you can correct me, Whitey, normally how this works is people will figure things out, cooler heads will prevail, and he might sign like a 1-year deal in a year or so he technically retires with the Pirates. But, yeah.
I hate those things, by the way. When someone is, I'm going to sign one last contract.
One day.
With the team for one day, and then I'm retiring.
Well, what's the problem?
It's just so fake. No, you're not. It's just fake. It's all appearances. Why just don't sign a one-day deal? It doesn't improve anything. Nothing actually happens.
I think it's a good node to some of the greats in your. I think there's a line as far as who should do that and who shouldn't.
I just think it doesn't make a bit of difference.
I think it does for them. Maybe not for you, but I think it would. Andrew McCutchen probably wants to retire as a Pirate. So he's going to go through this Rangers thing. They're going to be awkward this season, and the next season we'll hear Andrew McCutchen signing a 1-hour deal to the Pirates.
Yeah, and if it makes him feel better, fine, but he's not really retiring as a Pirate.
Yes, he is.
It's just all appearances.
But who cares about the Rangers minor league deal? I think it's sad, but
I think the thing is, we just talked about this, didn't we? When you're an elite athlete, one of the things that makes you an elite athlete is just that determination to keep going and trying no matter what anybody says. And then when your skills start dwindling, that doesn't necessarily shut off.
Yeah. I know I looked it up. I think it was last season or maybe the season before. He would have had a top 5 OPS on the Giants.
Ooh,
like
really?
a year or two ago. So
I've always liked him.
Round Rock, Texas. That's where you're headed. Where you're headed.
Yeah. Tony, by the way, wants to know, you still mad at me, Whitey? Ha ha. I'm not sure, Tony. I don't remember why I was mad at you, so I'm good if you're good. Was Tony the one that was
I don't know.
A couple days ago he was mad? Oh, was he the one that was mad, or he said, "Oh, only the Kings station would talk about what would happen if the Kings got the 5th pick"?
Maybe.
Is that Tony?
That sounds familiar.
I hate you. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good. I mean, I'm good if you're good.
Yeah, coming up next, what happens if the Kings get the 5th pick?
When we get off this song, I ain't gonna be your guy.
That will.
That's
definitely will.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's an implication in the story about the 49ers that's interesting. couldn't it be, though? And again, I'm not going to dismiss what I want to make sure I get his name right on the podcast, the insider for ESPN, Lake Lewis Jr. I don't know what his sources or where he got that. So I'm not going to say, no, wait, that's wrong. Everybody loves being on the 49ers. I don't know. It is possible. Football teams are huge. There might be like 8 guys that really don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And he might be right. And then you'd have everybody else would still be good. So both things could be true. But it is, the culture there is interesting, something to keep an eye on. And also we have to keep an eye on Brandon Ayuk, and I hope he's physically, mentally okay.
Yeah. The Brandon Ayuk thing is almost separate. As far as what he said and players may be not wanting to be in San Francisco, I do think there have been a lot of conflicting stories, right? We'll hear somebody say, oh, man, the Niners are getting guys injured because they practice too hard. And then it was somebody recently who left. It might have been somebody that went to the Broncos, maybe not Hufanga, but it might have been the Broncos, and they came out and said, oh, man, this is
Dre Greenlaw?
Maybe. Don't quote me on that, but it was somebody who recently left the Niners and said this is way harder and way more strict than what the Niners are doing. So it is very confusing what they're doing out there. Then do you remember this, Whitey, with all the injuries? Static stretch gate versus dynamic stretching gate.
The only reason I remember that is because you talked about it so much. Honestly, I'm honest.
I thought it was hilarious.
Forgot it, but you were asking me about it,
Yeah.
and you kept talking about it.
I thought it was hilarious. Hey, are you static stretching? Are you dynamic stretching? So I don't know how people feel out there. And, maybe there's something to that. I would just want a little bit more detail as to what the issue is.
Some context.
When those report cards come out, the Niners never do poorly on their report cards, if I'm not mistaken. It's not as if they're getting Fs like some of these other teams time and time again. So what is it exactly that is it? Because from all we've heard, Kyle Shanahan is a player's coach, and players like Kyle Shanahan from everything that we've heard. So what exactly is it?
Yeah, they've had a few contract disputes, but you don't see them play and come away with a feeling like you have when you watch the Eagles play. It's like, oh, those people don't like each other.
Right. There's no situations. Well, there was with
There's not the
Tabor
rampant dysfunction.
Yeah, was it Tabor, Pepper, and Debo a couple years ago? But there's nothing like Sirianni.
Lock in. Oh, yeah, that was with Moody, right?
Right. And they moved on from Moody. So I don't really know.
Tabor.
But that was all player involved. There's nothing with the coach or anything weird. So I don't know what. I would just like to know, what exactly are you referring to?
Yeah, you take anything away from it, Jay, as a 49er fan?
No. And I say that in the fact that, I'm blessed to know a few of them that's come through there and worked there. I know a couple guys that work in the organization. I haven't really heard too much of that. I'll just say, I just was having a conversation with a guy who doesn't play for the 49ers anymore, plays for another team. And he was like, dude, I miss the 49ers. He's like, I just leave it at that. And I won't say his name because then we'll be talking about his new organization. And he was like, it's just different there. Like it feels different. And right now, I know where I'm at is completely different than being in California. And he's like, I'm an East Coast guy, and I still want to be over there. So
Even
I haven't
with the
really
EMFs?
heard that.
Did you ask him about the EMFs?
I did not.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not. You know what I did ask him about? The boombox.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like, he was there right when it first started, the boombox.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, yo, compared to now, what do you think about it? He's like, they need to kill it. It's done. It's dead. Yeah, he's like, that stuff is over.
It's funny when teams have things like that when it comes to a close, right? Because, in baseball, they'll do this stuff after home runs now. Like the Mariners will have the trident and stuff like that.
That's college stuff, man.
Well, I mean, this is extreme, but the score right now, Padres, Mariners, 24-4.
Looked like a normal game to me.
Right.
Nope.
So somebody hits a home run 24-4. You handing them the trident?
No.
You don't get the trident. It's my first career home.
That's
home run.
That's a great question. I never thought of that. Do they do all that in spring training?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
This guy's wearing 96.
Yeah.
Number 96. He's not doing all that, Whitey.
But we could even talk about when the game is out of hand and you hit a home run off a position player, right? But it's your first career home run. You get the trident?
I think you have to.
You probably have to, but there should be an asterisk next to all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the conversation, Jay, and what you kind of talked about with the Niners, I everything we've heard has been positive. So I'm not accusing this guy of clickbait or anything like that. We just have to – I hate to say this term. I'm going to say Whitey, and you know it, but we just got to wait and see. Unfortunately.
But you know how the game goes. He's a Commanders guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we already know Ayuk and Jaden Daniels are super close. We know Jaden Daniels came out, was like, Ayuk's unhappy and all that.
Also, Debo's there.
Yeah, and Debo there's, right, too. So with the understanding that Debo and the 49ers didn't necessarily leave on the greatest of terms, we've heard whispers of Debo coming back to San Francisco. Debo probably had an issue with San Francisco, as we knew. He unfollowed him, which, according to Stretchy B and Drapes, was like the biggest thing ever. Mm-hmm. You unfollow somebody, that's like the ultimate disrespect these days.
Yeah.
Right?
Isn't it?
I would agree.
It's close. It's close. I found out it's close.
Yeah, unless there's a contract thing, because they'll do that for contracts.
Yep.
But there's no contract involved. That's hate.
Yeah.
That's beef.
Yeah, that's beef. That's the issue. So I can see some of his sources coming from, the Debo, the Ayuk, the Jaden Daniels, those conversations.
Sources that are already predisposed to be anti-49ers.
Absolutely.
In some ways.
I could see
when we come back, we haven't gotten to Kyler Murray yet. And with free agency upon us, might take a look here at how the 49ers and the Raiders did in free agency last year. Coming up on Sactown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Pelicans tip off at 7.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball
is Sactown Sports 1140.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Place your PRG custom ball mark on the green behind your golf ball and wait for your group to get fired up about it. PRG Custom Golf Accessories offers old-world craftsmanship found in Northern Ireland and is available now here in Northern California. See for yourself at prg-golf.com, where you'll learn how to submit original designs for ball marks, divot tools, head covers, and more. The official head cover company for the Ryder Cup teams. PRG from Northern Ireland to Northern California. It's prg-golf.com.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls, and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Residents in Cal Expo and Gornick Academy. More info at CITBfest.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax. They know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown 411 16th Street and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. And there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Did you know GoodRx can help you save on medication, manage prescriptions, and get trusted health information? If you're one of the millions living with a heart condition, check GoodRx for an easier, more affordable way to manage your health. GoodRx offers common heart medications for under $30. Just search for your prescription, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the GoodRx coupon. And it works whether you have insurance or not. To start saving and better manage your heart health, download the free app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. Chilly days or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
What do you do here, Jay? Alan, you baseball guys, we happen to have baseball games on in here. Reds playing the Dodgers. And what was the guy's name? Hector? It's a high pop-up right in front of home plate and stands there thinking the catcher's going to make the play. I don't know if it's the wind. It starts bringing it back into the field of play, and it bounces. First baseman's there, catcher. It bounces in fair territory. But the batter's still standing there at home plate.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Because I do think it's ridiculous when players run and it's clearly foul, but that one wasn't clearly foul.
Yeah.
Spring training for a reason, baby.
That's a knock, though, Jay.
Yeah.
Man, it's spring training.
You even half-ass it down the line.
Actually, it looked foul. Yeah, it looked foul.
This ain't little league, fellas. It's spring training. He's there for a reason.
Man, that's my guy.
That was to your guy.
You know, lefty.
Speaking of baseball, I tried to tell you that the A's were keeping a spot open for Kyler Murray, and it looks like they are.
They legitimately are. And you were on this. At first, I thought it was ridiculous. Then once you continue to tell me how much you think Kyler Murray stinks at football, maybe it's real.
Except there's no indication that he is thinking about the A's, but the A's are like, oh, yeah.
I mean, look, that's right up the A's alley as far as trying to sell tickets. If they were able to just get him for whatever amount of time, right, if whether he's trying to figure it out, maybe it's good for him to take a year off. I don't know how that works, which it probably wouldn't be good for him to take a year off because every year there's 5 more quarterbacks coming into the league. But if from the A's perspective, that would, I mean, I know we go back and forth, and I saw the clip from the morning show about, oh, well, we don't want, Sacramentans to think if they fill up, Sutter Health, that's going to help with or distinctly help with them getting an expansion team. But if you got Kyler Murray on this squad, I think you would definitely put butts in those seats.
Yeah, but the thing is with baseball, now he's been playing football all this time. He's so far behind.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the fielding, I think he was a center fielder.
Yes.
But it's the hitting.
Right.
It's the hitting.
So far behind.
Yeah, and I know he played Big 12, and Big 12, that's a nasty conference, but we were just talking about it. These guys are waking up out of bed. Tyler Rogers is the only guy that doesn't throw 95 these days.
Yeah, and hitting is so difficult. You have to practice it year-round.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you this much, though. He is a freak athlete. So if there's one guy that could figure it out, he would be one of those guys. I mean, he is legitimately one of the most impressive athletes I think we've seen in the last decade.
And how could he not, just with that strike zone, have a high on-base percentage? How could you be like 5'9" or whatever he is and not have a really high on-base percentage, Alan? It's unimaginable.
I hear you. I mean, I had one, if that's what you're alluding to. I stay on base.
Yeah?
But I don't know. You talk about a grind. It was hard to get Kyler motivated for, 17 games? You think you're going to motivate him?
Well, I don't know that, but I know that that's been suggested.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly, you're going to be able to motivate him for 162? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think it's too late. It's nice of the A's. We'll keep a spot for him. But
right.
Now, it is interesting, too, when you look at the teams that are believed to be candidates for him, good landing spots for him, I should say. Some of Jay's teams, the Browns come up, the Jets come up a lot. Minnesota comes up.
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah. The one thing, and I don't mean this as a slight, but it's going to come off as a slight, for as good as Denzel Clark is in the outfield.
He can't hit.
He can't hit. And I might sound ridiculous saying this. Could Kyler, hitting-wise, get to Denzel Clark's level in about a year or two? That guy is a freak athlete. I honestly think he could. Now, that's not a good hitter, but I think if you gave him, if he was motivated, which I don't know, if you got to make a Call of Duty baseball edition, I don't know. But if you found a way to motivate him,
I'd love to see it.
I think he could. There's some bad hitting. These guys that are really good defenders and they can't hit, it reminds me of when we're talking basketball and the Devin Carters of the world that can do a lot of other things, but they can't shoot, right? Half of the hitters, as Jay was kind of joking about spring training, there's so many guys that they're just saying, especially if you play a premium position, shortstop, catcher, center field, Patrick Bailey's dealing with it now. If you can we get you to 230?
Right.
If we can get you to 230,
we'll live with the rest. Yeah.
With 5 home runs and a couple doubles,
still helping us.
That is terrible. But I'm saying, Jay, when you're
right.
a freak defender, right? That's Denzel Clark. I don't know that Kyler would even be as good as Denzel defending, but I think Kyler Murray could be as good of a hitter as Denzel Clark in 2 years.
Are there any baseball, football players that you think get forgotten? Obviously, Bo Jackson. Everyone knows Bo Jackson.
Well, I think we need to talk about Deion more.
He was good, but he didn't play that much. But he had 14 triples one year.
Yeah. I mean,
in the majors.
But what Deion did when he was flying, back and forth in the same game, that alone, the lore of Deion should be even greater on the baseball side.
Agreed.
We all know about him football-wise.
Yeah, there's a guy that I think gets forgotten. He was really good in both. Brian
Jordan.
He was a really
guy,
good safety, I think, with Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then outfielder for the Cardinals. He was good.
And the Braves. He's a minor league analyst.
Really?
At the Mummy. He used to come on one of the shows I used to produce for a long time. He's a great dude. And he doesn't mind talking about, the difficulties of how it was and how he is forgotten, but he takes it all in stride. He was a good ball player, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I wonder, where would we, if Kyler did do it, where would we put him? Because he didn't do it at the same time. So he's not at the same level as Bo or Deion.
It would be very unique. No one's done
it. Right. Or it was, because the Michael Jordan thing, we all knew he was coming back to basketball, I think. But it was just, hey, my father, and I want to do this. But if you legitimately just said, I'm switching up, right, and I'm going to do something different, because Russ, he was playing both, started in baseball, because that's the other thing. When you're really good at, I'm not saying one thing is harder than the other, but let's not forget, Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl, and he went to another, and he had to give up. He gave up baseball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody would say that, I think most people would say that quarterback's very athletic and, football in general is a more athletic sport than baseball. And I'm saying that's what most people would say. Russell Wilson was more successful in football. He kind of said, you know what, I'm going to just go back and do football. And Russ, we should talk about more from the athletic standpoint, but it just goes to show baseball is tough, man. And I'm not objective in this convo, but it's not easy.
No, I'll bet you know this. What football Hall of Famer threw the first pitch in the history of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays organization? Organization, not the majors.
Right.
Yeah. So he was drafted. He was a pitcher, ended up concentrating on football. Do you know that, Jay?
You told me, so I won't say it. Yeah, you told me.
Give me a hint.
Well, we like our offensive line. We might do some about it, but we think our offensive line played really well.
John Lynch?
Yes, sir.
Huh. He had that cannon?
I guess he did.
Wow. Well, back in the day, 93? Nowadays,
Maybe.
I mean,
that's still gas, though.
Put up there. Watch this.
92.
He's a thumber.
Yeah,
I bet he threw pretty hard. And I wouldn't
Probably
want to stand in there
low
against him.
90s.
Yeah, low 90s back in the day. Hey, got to start quick here. hey, Al. Let them bring the power, okay? Let them bring the power. Okay.
How many
Nowadays,
points you give me for my John Lynch?
I've never heard of that. I did not know that. That's a good one.
No, but I mean for my John Lynch impression.
Oh, it was. The fact was better than the impression.
49ers last year free agency hit Mac Jones, miss Luke Farrell. Luke Farrell last year, 3 years, $15.75 million for a guy that caught 11 passes. And for your Raiders last year, the hit was, do you even know much about this guy? Jeremy Chin, safety, was a hit.
I liked him.
2 years, $16.2 million deal.
Can I guess who the miss was?
I don't think you need to, but fire away.
Well, I was just going to say, not Genty, I was going to say the wide receiver that they took.
Yeah, what they have here, I think this is SI.com.
Quarterback.
Yeah, 2 years, $75 million extension for Geno
Yeah, I mean,
Smith.
sorry. That was just so obvious to me. I forgot Geno. I've erased that. We should send Geno a nice ribeye for helping us. Geno and Pete Carroll, we'll send them to a high stakes at Thunder Valley. They can get a nice ribeye for gifting the Raiders the first overall pick.
Can we send them some Geno's pizza rolls?
That too.
Yes, when we come back, Matt Babcock, NBA draft analyst on some of Alan's favorites. You got a new favorite today?
We'll see.
We'll find out next. Find out what the Kings should do with their pick next on Sactown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Pelicans. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30 with tip-off at 7.
Listen to your Sacramento Kings
On the official home of Kings basketball, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at PepsiPromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of Pepsi Going.
Spring is here, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings, plus get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Get ready, Sacramento. The Sacramento Boat Show and Big RV Show is taking over Cal Expo, March 5th through March 8th. It's 2 huge shows, 1 massive event. Don't miss it. Get details now at 2hugeshows.com.
Tonight, Kings and Pelicans. Tip-off at 7.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Is Sactown Sports 1140.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
We are taking you up to game night, Kings and the Pelicans tonight. It's one that the Kings have a chance to win. I don't know if that's good or not, but they have a chance to win against a Pelicans team that is without DeJounte Murray, and they may be without Zion and maybe without Trey Murphy III as well.
Sketchy.
Uh-huh.
Killian Hayes, 30. Give him 30
Killian
minutes.
Hayes has signed a second 10-day deal. Hallelujah.
You know what I was trying
One
to...
of a few bright spots in this otherwise miserable season.
You know what I was trying to remember, Whitey? And I was watching last game, as closely as I could. I think the problem was it was somewhat competitive because, my guy PBJ didn't get any time last game.
Right. I noticed that.
I mean, again, nationally televised game, so I get it. But today, get my guys in there.
I'd like to see him play.
Get my guys in there. Yeah, Killian, that's the thing. A 10-day contract, you giving me 10 minutes. I'm not saying he's playing well, but what is he supposed to do?
Doing okay, except that shot is just not there whatsoever. PBJ's a really interesting player because he's so freaking big.
Yeah. I think, again, I'm not saying it's highest priority, but if you brought these guys in, and we're seeing it all throughout the league, bunch of guys getting opportunities, signing standard contracts and things like that, and good for them. Feels like, Whitey, I never really realized that. Feels like this is very similar to in high school when they pull up the sophomore and everybody's really happy for them right before playoffs. It feels like this is probably a really fun time in the NBA where, hey, our season is kind of cooked anyway, but hey, so-and-so is getting a standard contract and people celebrate them and things like that. So I never really looked at it like that. Maybe this season's more aggressive because everybody's tanking, but it feels like there are a lot of guys getting some money.
Well, unfortunately for Kings fans, the real fun starts when this season ends and we can really focus on the lottery and the draft. Nice enough to join us and help us with more on that. NBA draft analyst from Babcock Hoops, Matt Babcock. How are you today, Matt?
No, I'm doing great. How are you?
We're doing fine. It's been kind of a rough season, but we're starting to see at least the draft light at the end of the tunnel. Do you think, with the NBA so upset about all the tanking, is this draft class going to be worth all the tanking that we're seeing at the bottom of the NBA standings?
I think it's an interesting question. I would say from a scout's perspective, the potential and the upside is significant. It's there. I think most of these guys looking near the top are 18, 19 years old. Are all of them going to maximize their potential? No, probably not. But I mean, we do have several guys with legitimate star potential. So it certainly is an exciting draft.
Matt, I've been going back and forth with a lot of people because after you leave the top four, a lot of guards, Matt, and a lot of guards outside of Keaton Wagler that are under 6'5", and that worries me, Matt. All these guards, they can't be all-stars, right? Is there a ranking that you have? Do you think that it's safe to assume, the Darius Acuffs and the Michael Brown Jr.'s, do you think they're all going to be really good? It just worries me in where the NBA is going right now, Matt.
I would say a few things. I mean, I think the smaller guard thing is real, and I think a lot of that depends on your coach and like how they want to play. But when you draft a smaller guard, it naturally creates a lot more limitations, specifically on the defensive end. I mean, if you want to be real switchable and sort of positionless, if you've got a speedy small guard, I mean, that's just probably not going to happen on the level a coach like that would want. However, offensively, this group of guards, they're all different and unique in their own way, but I mean, very, very talented group. In my role as an NBA draft analyst, a big part of it is doing the rankings, and ultimately we'll create a mock draft. And it's I feel like I'm already having to split hairs trying to compare these guys because there's just a lot of talent. And so I mean, it's for me and for these teams, good problems to have. I mean, sort of pick your poison, if you will.
Matt Babcock with us. Excuse me, Matt. Pardon me. I know that you have served as a scout, among other things. Boy, pardon me. I wanted to ask you, as Kings fans watch more and more college here as the lottery approaches, and we start to, scout some of these players, what are some tips you can give us? I know you don't want to tell us everything you do, and we probably wouldn't understand half of it, but what are you looking at as a scout? What should fans be looking at when they, quote unquote, scout some of these college prospects that will be turning pro?
No, sure. And I mean, there's a lot of things we look at. I mean, I think from if you're looking at it from a lens from your couch, obviously, I think physical tools that are translatable to the next level, and just talent. I mean, it really isn't rocket science when we're doing a breakdown of a player's basketball talent. I think a lot of sort of dedicated fans can do that part of it at a high level. I would say this, though. There's a lot more to it between there being identifying talent that could be a good player in the NBA to get to the point where a general manager is putting his neck on the line to pull the trigger, make a decision, a multi-million-dollar investment into a player. And that goes into, analytics, background intel, getting to know the kids personally and getting a feel for them. It's really, like, doing a search for one of the most important roles of a company. It's a hiring process, and it's sophisticated. It's, I think the good ones are very detail oriented. And so, every variable, which there are so many, they matter. And so it's the way I look at an evaluation is there needs to be a well-balanced, sort of formula to it.
Matt, we were having this conversation because as far as the fifth pick is concerned, it seems like if you ask 10 people, you might get 10 different answers. If the Kings get the fifth pick, which there's a 50% chance that happens, if they get the fifth pick, Matt, do you think they are still in a position to get a franchise-changing player, or would you even think about possibly trading down and some of these teams that have 2 picks, let's say the Falcons, for example, or excuse me, the Hawks, for example, if they have the 7th and 25th pick, would you be interested in that if you're the Kings, or 11 and 16 for the Thunder, or do you think even that 5th pick is that important that if you're the Kings, you'd hold on to it?
I think the Kings are in an interesting situation. Kind of looking at their roster, sort of like their future contract structures and whatnot. They've got a pretty, aging team, and they've got a lot of big money coming off the books after next season. They almost have somewhat of a clean slate as far as what direction they want to go as far as their long-term building. And so, I think the internal conversations are going to be just that. Like, okay, we have different options here, good options. Okay, say they're at 5. You could be looking at guys like Kingston Flemings or Keaton Wagler at Illinois, Darius Acuff, Nate Ament. The list goes on. But again, a lot of different style of players. And I do think there are guys that could be, really significant building blocks long term. And it's just, again, pick your poison. What direction do we want to go? What do we want our team identity to be? But long story short, I think everything will be on the table as far as looking at options for trades. But I do think you could add a really nice player at 5.
Joined by Matt Babcock, former scout, agent, of course, now in the media. Matt, that's something I want to ask is you being an agent for a decade and change, take me to the Darren Peterson situation. If you were his agent, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but you see some of the things that's coming out, but we know he has he's super talented. How would you go about, pitching him as the agent, of course, trying to get him to be the number 1 pick?
Oh man, that's a tough question. And, and the thing is a lot of the narrative and the questions and criticism that's in the public right now with Darren Peterson. A lot of those questions are behind closed doors too, with people like myself and NBA personnel. And I've said this, before in these interviews is, there feels like there's a lot more questions than answers right now. I've been at a lot of the KU games recently. I saw him 3 times the last few days at Arizona and Arizona State. His agent and his parents were at both games. I was watching close. I know his agent real well there in Mathabar Wasserman. And, from my perspective, there does seem like there's been a lot of micromanagement going on behind the scenes. And what's interesting is a lot of this was going on when he was even in high school. And so that raises, I don't want to say raises red flags, but it does raise some questions. And I think the pre-draft process is going to be very interesting as far as giving teams the comfortability they need to take this guy, 1, 2, or 3 in a draft where there's really great options. And long story short, but from an agent's perspective, I don't know, because I don't know exactly what's going on. I don't think anybody really does. But my approach would be, okay, what is our strategy for this draft? Do we want him to be the number 1 pick? I'm assuming so. In that case, we need to make sure we're providing all the information that team needs to feel comfortable enough to take him. Because the talent's there, even though he hasn't been playing that well the last few games. He's a very talented guy. It's just more of just answering some of these questions, because the optics have been bad. There's no denying that. And so really just providing clarity to the teams. I think that would be the strategic approach.
Matt, A.J. DeBonsa appears to be a fan favorite around here, and we have reason to think he's an organizational favorite as well. What's the biggest upside going to the next level for A.J. DeBonsa in your eyes? What right now looks like maybe his biggest drawback potentially?
A guy that's had so much hype since he was a freshman in high school, really. And, He checks so many boxes. I mean, he feels like he was built in a video game. I mean, the guy's 6'9", he's long, he's athletic, he's tough, and really doesn't have any significant weaknesses. I'd say outside shooting, I think he's got room for growth there, but I mean, I wouldn't even consider that a weakness. And so I think the upside is this is a dynamic matchup nightmare. I mean, whatever position you're, I mean, I think he's naturally a small forward, but he's big. He's going to get stronger, and he's so competitive. He's just an alpha dog. And so, I mean, the whole argument between him and Peterson, let's just look at it from a traditional scouting standpoint. Both are talented as heck. And it's going into the season, it was close for me. And I think, AJ at this point is given so much confidence of like, hey, this guy's an alpha dog. And he plays hard and he competes and he's versatile. I just really has a chance to be a star player. And, I think with the NBA specifically, it's a star-driven league, and it's easy to have confidence that AJ is going to be a guy that's going to be the face of a franchise.
Matt, March Madness is around the corner, and we know that March Madness can be very guard heavy. Do you think that could alter how the draft ultimately goes? You remember, obviously, Steph Curry doing his thing, and that really helped his draft stock. Do you think that could help one of these guards that has a hot March? And do you think it might end up biting a team because that player that maybe wasn't on their board to start has a hot couple weeks?
Yeah, it's interesting from that standpoint because it's funny. I'm an NBA draft analyst, but I spent so much time watching college basketball. I almost feel like a college basketball analyst at certain times, just sort of organically, and especially with NIL, all these international guys keep coming over. So I mean, I am so locked in on college basketball, and it's a very guard heavy draft. However, you look at these top teams; they're all big and physical. A lot of them are older, and I mean, you kind of mixing in some young talent too, and so it's really become. The college basketball game as a product as a whole is really a mature physical game. I mean, much more so than the NBA. NBA is so spread out and sort of more about finesse and shooting threes. College basketball, I'm expecting the first two rounds to be these big programs steamrolling these what would have been Cinderella teams in years past, and then we're going to get into the Sweet 16, and it's going to be a bloodbath, and it's going to be awesome. And that's my expectation. But as far as like gaining momentum from a draft stock standpoint, yeah, absolutely. Not even just guards. I think just in general, the guys that do well in March tend to lean into getting drafted on their high side come draft time.
Hey, Matt, you at one point in time, if I'm not mistaken, you had negotiated the highest second-round draft pick contract at that time back in maybe about a decade or so. I remember having that discussion with you a while ago. The Kings have 2 second-round draft picks high in the second round. Can you give us a couple of feelers out there who maybe, the Kings could be interested or maybe just brings a smile to your face that we should target?
It's really interesting. I mean, since the time I negotiated that contract, and for one, a lot of people probably say that was blind luck, and might have been true. But the second round this year is, I really think it's going to be interesting as far as which guys, test the waters, go to the NBA draft combine, and which ones stay in the draft, because this current college basketball landscape, I mean, it's like nothing we've ever seen. These numbers, as far as the amount of money these guys are getting paid, keeps going up. And so if a guy has eligibility left and he's not a lock to be let's say a top 20 pick, I don't know if those guys should stay in the draft. And so, that being said, I'm not sure how many underclassmen will actually be.
Do we lose?
The question is the player pool. I mean, who's going to be there? And so I really don't have any good answers for it. And it really makes my job challenging of like doing these rankings and big boards and whatnot, because it's just, you get into the 30s. I mean, how many seniors are there,
That's Matt Babcock, NBA draft analyst, Babcock Hoops. I want to ask you about Darius Acuff. We've heard some comps that say he might be kind of like a Mike Bibby type player going forward. Obviously, Darius Acuff's star appears to be rising. Matt, could he be the first point guard drafted? And what do you think of his game and the way he's coming around?
Sorry, you cut out there. So you said Darius Acuff?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, Darius Acuff's a very talented guy. And another guy, I mean, very, very hyped up in high school. I've watched him a lot for a long time. And, he's just been so productive. And it's one of those things where, it's almost at this point undeniable of, like, his talent. I mean, he just, it's tough on-ball guard. that's done a really good job of like developing as a floor general in his shot making. I mean, he's tough. He gets to his spots. He's shooting with range. I think in an NBA game where there's more floor spacing, he has a chance of being a very dynamic guy on the offensive end. And he is on the smaller side. I mean, he's very strong and tough. He's not a long, vertical athlete as much, but he's tough, can do spots, and he could score. And at the end of the day, that's worth a lot.
Matt, a guy that's kind of sat there between, I haven't seen him at 5, but he's been between, I don't know, I would say 6 and 9 is Nate Ament. Now, you talk about, the size on some of these guards. There are a lot of guards after 5, but Nate Ament's just been kind of holding steady there as a forward at 6'10". When I turn on the tape, Matt, I want to like him a lot, but it looks like the foot speed isn't quite there, and there's some question marks. I know he can shoot the 3, but he doesn't fully have it yet. What are your thoughts on Nate Ament, and does he kind of project as more of a project than some of these other players?
I think with Ament, it's been interesting. He's had somewhat of an up and down year. I think there were certain phases he was facing quite a bit of criticism of being very inconsistent and whatnot. I think a lot of it is we're just really spoiled with so much young talent this year that are producing at such a high level. At the end of the day, I don't know exactly how old he is, but 18, 19 years old. He's a young guy he's big. I mean, he's 6'10 plus, might still be growing. They play him exclusively as a 3. I think he could ultimately be like a hybrid forward, shoots threes, puts it on the floor, great feel for the game, and his the background research on him, intel on him is like through the roof. And so, again, a guy that's big and versatile and skilled that probably has a lot of room for growth. I think he's in the mix of that mid-lottery of another guy. If it clicks on all cylinders, it could be another star-level guy.
Matt, I'll stay kind of right there. Someone that I think started super, super high and early in the season and now seems to have cooled out is Koa Pete from Arizona. What's your thoughts on Koa Pete?
Yeah, I've been very familiar with Koa. I've watched Arizona a lot all year. And recently, I'm actually in Arizona now, kind of wrapping up a trip. I've watched them twice. And, I started the season, my first game of the year was watching Arizona beat Florida. And he was out of this world. 30 points against the defending champion. And I think I was part of the group that put him, I can't remember where I put him exactly, but probably somewhere between 5 and 8. And he's dropped a little bit. I think, one thing I'm juggling with him is he's a power forward that does not shoot the ball real well from outside. And so he's become somewhat polarizing from an NBA lens because the NBA is all about spacing and just, sort of this modern version of basketball. And so he doesn't traditionally fit into that mold. However, I don't want to lose sight that he's a really good player. He's so powerful and athletic. His vertical explosion is incredible. He's almost like a Charles Barkley type. And the other night I watched Arizona versus Iowa State against Joshua Jefferson, who's been terrific all year. And Koa Pete just locked him down. I think he shot like 2 for 19 or something like that. And, he's a guy, even though I don't know if he's going to go in that, 5 to 8 range, he's still probably a late lottery, mid-first round pick. And I'd be surprised if he wasn't in that range.
Matt, whoever gets Cam Boozer, it's funny, we haven't even talked about Cam Boozer, and he's kind of the forgotten guy in this draft. But the team that gets him, whoever that is, how happy do you think they'll end up being with Cam Boozer?
Oh, they should be really happy. And, there's some people that have talked to me about him even being a potential number 1 pick. And the way I personally wouldn't have him, with Peterson and DeBonsa, like I mentioned before, with Peterson specifically, I do think there's a lot of work that still needs to be done to get to the point to pull the trigger on a guy at that high. But I will say this with Boozer, even though I don't think he has quite as much upside as those guys, he's probably the safest pick in the draft. And, he's different. He's different than his dad as a player. I think he's got a lot more to his game, specifically being able to shoot the ball. And I think his playmaking for his size and physicality is incredible. I think he'll have, if I were to bet on it, I think he'll probably have a comparable career as his dad as far as effectiveness and whatnot. And that's a great career. And other names have been brought up like Kevin Love, Al Horford. And so I think with Peterson and DeBonsa, these guys have potential. And again, potential is the key word here. It's not a for sure thing of being like all-time greats. I think Boozer has a very good chance of being an all-star. So probably, higher floor, lower ceiling.
All right, gotcha. Matt, we appreciate your insight and your time very, very much. We know you're busy. We look forward to your next reporting on the upcoming draft. Thank you, and we hope to talk to you again soon.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
That's Matt Babcock Hoops, NBA draft analyst, been a scout, Alan, so I'm sure you could relate to some of the things he was saying in terms of scouting players.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is.
How do you approach, an evaluation of a player?
Me personally,
yes, you.
I've always liked to give different player comps, right? I get scared if I don't know who you are at the next level. Now, if you're LeBron or somebody like that, then you are who you are.
Great. Then let's go. Darren Peterson, give us your official comp.
I think people have said an Anthony Edwards type of player. I don't see the explosiveness as far as his athleticism, but I get that.
AJ DeBonsa. Because I know if that's how you look at players, and I know you've seen all these players, so I know you have these.
I mean, I think AJ does have I know he just got drafted, but off the top of my head, he's just one of those guys that fits into the ball handling wings. I took that term, and now I just run with it. The ball handling wings,
sure.
Whether that's Cooper Flagg, Denny, all these guys that are over 6'6", but they have the ball. The Jalen Johnsons, he's in that chapter of the book. I don't know what part of the book, or I know what part. I just don't know, what paragraph, but he's in that chapter of the book.
I understand why scouts maybe do that, and I understand why in the media it's a useful way to give people an idea of what players are like if they haven't been on big stage very much. But it makes me shake my head when you hear coaches talking about their new players and they compare them to like greats. It's like I don't really see the upside there.
Well, I didn't necessarily do it because I didn't want to do it, but you'll see comps of guys that were drafted 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So they'll say, well, this guy is this dude. Well, we don't know who that dude is.
Right.
We don't know this guy. Okay, that doesn't help me. But I'll tell you what, Whitey.
Yeah.
I mean, there's somebody out there. I don't know if we're going to do it now.
You got a guy
I got
guy?
a real sleeper.
A sleeper?
The sleepiest of the sleepers. I can't wait.
For what? For just the entire draft or?
The first round, Jay, top 20. This is the guy. This is the guy. And I can't wait.
The guy for what? Because I'm trying to get an understanding.
No, I don't know how the Kings can get him based on where he's at because he's one of the middle of the first guys. But I've been grinding film, and I cannot
That's always dangerous.
No,
I bet
it
you
is.
in the highlights you saw, he probably made most of his shots.
Oh, he didn't miss.
Yeah.
He didn't miss. But again, this is one of those, you guys, you know who I like, these ball handling wings.
Right.
Okay? And I've always thought of that term. I always liked that term.
Well, who is it?
Kareem Lopez.
That's my guy. Remember I told you about him.
Kareem
By the way, he's
Lopez.
Yeah, I told you about Kareem
I
Lopez.
like him.
I like
Was
him
he New
too.
Zealand? Where's he at?
my
Australia or something?
But
right?
that's the thing, Jay. Everybody's watching college.
I told you about Kareem Lopez.
He's
You
probably
don't
the
remember,
most.
do you?
I do not.
Oh.
He's probably the most underrated, and I've thought this for a while. The most underrated guy.
It's funny
because
you didn't say that when I said, "Hey, how about Kareem Lopez?"
I hadn't grinded the tape yet.
It was like the Sean Cunningham.
No,
who?
But
I don't
guys,
know.
but this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm doing right now. Right here, guys. You get Darius Acuff at 7, or even still, you get LeBaron at 10, and you can get my guy Kareem Lopez at 18. I think I'm doing that than taking 5.
If Allen were running the Kings,
yes,
they would trade out of the top 3 pick. And
No,
they'd end up
no.
with LeBaron Violet and Kareem Lopez. They'd be going, "Yep,
I'd do that for
Nailed
5.
it.
I would do it for 5.
Let me ask you something, because I think you would be the one, and I know where Whitey would go. If you have the number 4 pick, Caleb, Peterson, and AJ are done, and you know you're looking at Boozer for the most part. And if you don't take Boozer, most people are going to pretty much, chastise you,
Right.
especially being the Sacramento Kings. Are you trading back, or are you taking Boozer?
This is a great question. If you're the Kings,
You said 4, right?
Yeah, if
And
you're
you said
4.
Peterson, DeBonsa, and
Caleb are gone.
Caleb jumped up. That's an outstanding question, Jay. I'll say this. If you're the Kings, you can't trade out of Cam Boozer. You can't do it. Because as much as I might not be as high on him from an athletic standpoint, there's also something to be said about a culture. And we know he's got the bloodline. He's at Duke. He's doing his thing. I'm sorry, Jay. I want to, Jay. I can't do it. I got to take Cam Boozer.
Is it because more or less you're the Kings, or is it okay?
I think so.
Yeah.
To me,
is it a history of the Kings?
I'm with you. To me, it would be this. You're not starting from scratch yet because you have veterans, but you're putting everything together. You're not trying to find somebody who fills a specific role because we need that or we need that. It's probably going to be a years-long process in which you're trying to do whatever you can to acquire and accumulate the best players you can.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get a shot at him, you got to take it.
You have to. Because even if he doesn't have the highest ceiling, he's still going to make your team immensely better.
But you're saying that if I'm hearing both of you correctly, you're saying that as the Sacramento Kings versus if you're the Washington Wizards.
I think it applies to a lot of teams.
So, okay,
and I think
gotcha.
he's better than, for some reason, the narrative with him.
What if you're Dallas?
I'm swinging. I'm not taking Cam.
You're not?
No.
Oh, I think I would.
Well, that's a funny one because they got their guy in Cooper. So Boozer and Cooper, you can't say no to Boozer and Cooper. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it depends on the team, Jay. But the Kings, if you take a swing on Darius Acuff and it doesn't work out, and Cam Boozer just is a 3-time All-Star.
Yeah. His dad.
Is a bad
20-7.
You can't say no. That's a great. I never thought about if Caleb jumped though, because he might come back.
I think he is. Yeah.
Boozer might end up going higher than that.
Well,
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. I don't like that, Jay, because I would want Caleb. I
would too. Me personally.
Of all the teams the Kings should pattern themselves after, could one of them be the Charlotte Hornets? We'll examine that when we come right back to Sactown Sports.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Get ready, Sacramento. The Sacramento Boat Show and Big RV Show is taking over Cal Expo, March 5th through March 8th. It's 2 huge shows, 1 massive event. Don't miss it. Get details now at 2hugeshows.com.
You remember me from a show called And Joe? I'm back on the radio, Sacramento. It's Joe Mami, and when you need your new country fix, join me weekdays from 6 to 10 for the Pat and Cody with Joe show on New Country 105.1 KNCI or on the free KNCI app.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls, and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Residence Inn Cal Expo and Gornick Academy. More info at CITPfest.com.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Pelicans tip off at 7.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball
is Sactown Sports 1140. The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
When people talk about teams that the Kings should model their tank after, we hear about OKC, we hear about Detroit. I've heard Portland mentioned, San Antonio as teams that did it right. Should the Kings be looking at the way Jay's beloved Charlotte Hornets are putting things together? And should the Kings be saying, oh, yeah, we could learn some things from that?
But you don't like LaMelo.
What I like is they win, Alan. They're 32 and 31.
But you
They've
don't
won
like
6
LaMelo.
in a row.
That's ahead of the snake.
I'm not asking about me. I'm asking about the Kings.
Yeah, I mean, based on what they did, what they went out, they got LaMelo, regardless of what you kind of think about LaMelo. They've kind of built around him. Brandon Miller got off to a really hot start last season. Unfortunately, he just couldn't stay healthy, and LaMelo hasn't really been able to stay healthy, and that's why people haven't been talking about them because, I don't know, Whitey, you could almost say they've been lucky that they haven't stayed healthy because they've been able to stay in the tank and kind of stay underwhelming. I'm sure Hornets fans didn't love that, but, I mean, they were in there. You know, they've moved on from some guys. Like, they drafted Jalen Duren. That was in 2022, but he's obviously in Detroit. But you look back at what they've done since LaMelo, they didn't get a great pick in 2021. James Bouknight was at 11. I don't know if he's still in the league. If so, barely. Like I said,
further back, how about 2017 with the 11th pick? Who'd they get?
Yeah, Malik Monk at 11. This is actually a pretty good comparison because they've been pretty darn unlucky.
They got
right?
Shea the next year. They traded Shea for Miles Bridges.
That's a miss, but I mean, that's one of those ones
they got a
where,
good player.
Right. And he's still on the team now. P.J. Washington obviously was there, and, you know, they move on from him or he signed somewhere else in free agency, whatever the case was. But after you get LaMelo, you got unlucky with the draft in 21 and 22. Then you get Brandon Miller, who people really like. He just hasn't been able to stay healthy.
How'd they do in 2024?
That's a miss. Tejan Salon, that's
your guy.
That's a miss. You know, I got the card. Thank you, Whitey, but that's a miss. And then they hit again with Colin Kneppel. I think this is a really good example of how real it is, right? You're not going to hit on every single pick. You're going to trade some people you shouldn't have traded. You're going to miss on some guys. Even you still don't necessarily know if you have the guy, right? I mean, but
I think you have to say their rebuild started. You have to go back at least as far as 2018. right? If we're being
That's
honest.
8 years ago.
Yeah, and now it's starting to pay off because they kept with it. They kept at it. Even though, as you pointed out, book night, where they made some picks and they're like, ugh, but they just stayed at it and stayed at it. And now all of a sudden, it's like, wow, we've got a lot of good young players, and it's starting to pay off. I think there's something to be said for the determination they've shown, but it is a little discouraging when you look at how long it's taken them to even get to this point when they're, at best, right now anyway, a play-in team, although they could push their way out of that if they keep winning.
Yeah, I mean, you just said 8 years, Whitey. You just said 8 years. I mean, that's a long time, and again, they're having some fun. I don't know. It's just unfair to me to talk about this because of being in the Eastern Conference.
They kind of had a beam team year in 2022. They were 43-39, and then 27 wins, 21 wins, 19. So there are some similarities there.
Yeah. And going back to kind of the end of the first draft, Liam McNeely, I think they traded for him. He was drafted 29th this past season. He's not playing a ton, but they like what he's doing. So they got some young talent. They're putting together some pieces. Miles Bridges is kind of the vet on that team, and weirdly, LaMelo is too at this point. So to me, Whitey, I'm glad you brought it up because I'm going to use this word.
I'm just asking the question.
I'm glad you did. But
I've been working with you long enough to know that I'm just asking.
You can ask questions and nobody gets mad at you. It's the best thing ever. I'm going to use this word, Whitey, and people probably aren't going to take it the right way, but I'm going to say it anyway. This is one of those situations when you're a smaller market. This is a cute rebuild. And I don't say that disrespectfully, but, they're going to mess around, maybe get into the playoffs. They're not challenging for a championship. Not with as much as I like LaMelo. LaMelo can't be your number one, at least not right now. I know he's still young. What is he, 24 now? But this is one of those cute rebuilds where everybody feels good. It's like a feel-good rebuild, but they're not – I don't know that they're on track to ever seriously contend. I don't think that's –
Baby steps.
I don't think that's a terrible thing. I don't think that's a terrible thing.
But just being a playoff team for them is a huge accomplishment.
That's what I've always said, though. When they talk about sustained success, what is it that you mean? Are you trying to be the Minnesota Timberwolves and be in the Western Conference Finals every single season? Or more realistically, do you see a world where you're the Charlotte Hornets? Hey, we're going to mess around and we're the 6th seed this season.
Well, you have to start somewhere, right?
I'm just saying, but here's the thing, though. There are conversations about trading LaMelo before they got hot. So if you're the Hornets, hey, we're going to trade LaMelo because he's not going to be, we don't know that he's going to be a top 10 player, but they have no clue what's on the other side. So they decided, at least for right now, hey, he's 24 years old. We got a bunch of 20-year-olds. No, we're not going to do that.
Charlotte Hornets have gone 9 seasons now without being in the playoffs.
Yeah. That's a long time. And again, your consolation prize is a cute story where maybe you'll get the 6th seed in the East. It's rough.
When you said a cute rebuild, did you mean ACUTE or a cute one? Like it's cute.
A space cute. It's cute.
All right.
Like that bunny is cute.
I gotcha.
It's a cute rebuild.
I honestly thought you meant it the other way when you first said it.
Well, I'm not, geometry, I'm out on geometry.
Okay. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Pool guy Mark, PGM, joins us. Hello, Mark. How are you today?
Hey, pretty good. Yeah, Charlotte, at least they're young. I guess for me, I mean, the top 4 seems set. If I'm 5, I mean, forgive me, but in no situation am I drafting a 6'3" point guard. I don't. It seems like old school to me. I mean, why not go Wagler? I mean, he's got the shot. I mean, the kid can't jump, but he also grew like 6 inches like last year. I mean, I think eventually the physicality. I mean, he plays physical, but I mean, his actual ability to jump and stuff like that's going to get better. I mean, worst case scenario, he's just a sharpshooter. And the kid, I mean, he feels a little bit like Halliburton. Also Reeves, Austin, I forget his name. The guy that the Lakers have, that kind of a player.
Austin Reeves?
To me, that would make a lot more sense. Yeah, him. That'd make a lot more sense. I just don't see. I mean, why would you want a Darius Garland clone, best case scenario? I mean, you can get those guys. I mean, nobody wants them. I mean, I just can't. I just hope the Kings don't spend this pick on a 6'3" point guard.
Gotcha. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, I feel where Mark is coming from. And hold on now. What I'm about to say, I'm not comparing this guy and Keaton Wagler. I'm not. But if you do look at the size, and I know this person is actually bigger, how much do we really care about Luka's athleticism? I'm not calling Keaton Wagler Luka, but I'm saying you can get buckets in the league and not be the most explosive athlete ever.
I've noticed that on a really good team, anybody that's not defending, whether that's because they're not athletic or they don't care, it becomes a real problem if you're a real good team.
And Keaton, the defense
Well,
is
no,
an
I'm
issue
just saying that's what comes to mind with Luka. You say,
Right,
who
right.
cares? He's not that athletic. Well,
I'm talking about getting a bucket. I'm sorry. As far as defense, you just have to care more than Luka to be decent at that size. He might not ever be Shea defensively.
You're probably the first person who's ever compared Keaton Wagler to Luka.
I'm just saying, 2 point guards that are buckets, relatively speaking, but aren't freak athletes.
Is that the first time that's ever happened, Jay, as far as you know?
Yeah, first time I've ever. And of course, it would be Allen. It would be Larry who would say
I'm not comparing them.
Come on, Larry.
Come on.
Hey.
Gotta do better than that, Dela.
Larry Luka.
We're real fast, Whitey, Allen, let me ask you guys something. Because I know history has jaded us as Sacramento Kings fans of not taking a point guard, and I'll even say 6'3" and under, because that's what pool guy Mark says.
Yes.
But I think a lot of times we're talking 6'2" and under. If you look at, and we can pull up any list, let's just take the top 10 point guards in the league off the top of your head. Half of them are 6'3", 6'4", though.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, 6'1" and under is an issue. 6'3", that could work.
Okay.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Okay.
By the way, and Wagler to me I think he projects as more of a 2.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah. What we were just talking about it. They said what? Jumbo combo guard. That's what they said. I mean, we know he's got more assists than your boy Darren Peterson. We know that.
Darren Peterson had 4 assists his last game.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how he pulled that off. I'm just double checking here, guys, just based on how we break it down. Yeah, Darius Garland is listed at 6'1". I will say this, whether I'm watching Darius Acuff or Michael Brown or your boy Kingston Flemings, he doesn't look terribly smaller, right? It should only be about an inch, depending on, who's doing the measurements. But he does look bigger than Darius Garland. How much that matters, I don't know. But he does look bigger. Darius Garland looks small.
How much does it matter? We're back with a look at that. Also, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We'll get back to the phones as well on Sactown Sports.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock T-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
Heyo, Johnny Mosley here, coming at you with Thursday's Toyota Tahoe Report. The Toyota is fired up and ready to roll. Let's tap the experts to see what Palisades has in store for us today.
Thanks, Johnny. Bluebird skis await. Thursday looks sunny with highs near 40 degrees and light winds. Clear skies continue into the evening with temps dropping into the mid-20s. This report is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Yo, Harvey, Zoe, group selfie.
Ooh, nice new iPhone 17, Drewski.
Let's do a triangle formation. I'm in front.
With a center stage front camera, everyone fits in the shot.
You got it at T-Mobile.
But switching takes forever.
Not anymore. Now you can switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
Focus, people. Nail your pose.
And you get a new iPhone 17 on them.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way, guys. Switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. And right now, we'll pay off your old phone up to $800.
I'm grabbing my phone and switching to T-Mobile right now.
Get back, Harvey. We're taking a... let's go again, y'all.
With 24 monthly bill credits, finance agreement, 256 gigabytes, $830, eligible trade-in, example iPhone 13, and new qualifying line, $60 plus per month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees. For well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. $800 via virtual prepaid card. Card typically takes 15 days after rebate submission, no cash access, and card expires in 6 months. Check out in 15 minutes per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local owner ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
It'll be a disaster if the Kings use the 5th pick, even the 4th pick on a guard. All of a sudden we've got some anti-guard bias working here.
I mean, I've always had it. That's why the 5th pick scares me. I've always had it, and we know that Scott Perry does seem to think, hey, more traditionally, we need a point guard. At least he did this past season. But
that's what he told us.
Based on your theory,
yeah,
we can't really go off of this season on how he views the formation of a roster or construction of a roster.
If that's the way the Kings see it and they end up 5th, maybe they would, as you suggested they do, trade out of that spot. I don't know, but there's some really good guards in this draft. Really good guards. And you're going to need good guards and good forwards and good centers.
Yeah.
Good wing. What do you call them? Good ball handling wings.
Oh,
you're going to need all that.
Yeah, ball dominant, ball handling wing. That's what I need. I don't know. I hear what you're saying, Whitey. It just, to me, and you might have to. Again, if you have 5, you're probably taking a guard. It just opens up so much because, as I continue to say, I just don't believe all 4 of these guards are going to be on the same level in the NBA. I can't tell you which one. It could be Darius Acup.
I think there's a really good chance that most of them and possibly all of them are better than Darius Garland, who's not a bad player.
I don't know how you can say that.
What'd you say, Jay? Darius Garland was 6'1"?
Yeah.
And he's a good player. All these guys are bigger than that, and I think they're having better years than Darius Garland ever had.
He's a 2-time All-Star. He is.
I'm talking about when he was in college. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I hear you. 2-time All-Star now, just turned 26 years old. The other thing about Darius Garland that kind of messes up how I view him is he tends to miss games, or he
got that bad toe injury.
Yeah, he had the eye thing, right?
Yeah.
He's missed some games, so maybe if he was out there all the time, I'd feel differently. But I don't know. There's a reason. Think about it like this, and this is not about Darius Garland per se, but I mean the Cavs did move off of him, and they might lose Donovan Mitchell, right? Donovan Mitchell might be on his way. So and Darius Garland, funny enough, Whitey, you know where he went? You remember in the draft? You remember where he went?
I don't know.
2019, 5th pick. I'm not saying that as a slight. I'm saying the opposite.
Remember they called them, because they had Colin Sexton and Darius Garland, and they called him Sexland.
Whitey, I do not remember that.
I'm not making that up.
I don't think you are, but I'll remember that one.
Yeah.
I'll remember that one. But this isn't even a slight on Darius Garland. I'm saying
all of it is.
No, it's not. I'm saying it's more of a I don't know on these players, and I'm definitely not going to say that I feel confident like you that 4 guys are going to be at least 2-time All-Stars by the age of 26. You don't know that, Whitey, because they're balling out in college.
None of us knows any. Let's be clear.
Yeah,
None
but
of us knows any of it.
you seem pretty convinced, and I think
first of all, they're all bigger.
Okay. I'm not. They might have to take a guard. It just makes me, as you can tell, visibly uncomfortable.
And I don't have to take all of them. I won't get a chance to take all of
them.
them.
Take the right one.
And I'm not going to be stuck. If I'm picking 5th, I'm going to get my pick of the litter.
So now we have a different wager now. Now, to your point, when Darius Garland is done, whenever he's done playing, you're telling me all 4 of these guys will have more All-Stars than Darius Garland.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
What matters is, can the Kings, if they pick a guard at 5, can they get a player that you can build around? I think there's a very good chance, and I don't think they're going to get Darius Garland. Do I know that? No, of course I don't. But all these players are bigger than Darius Garland. Okay. All of them, I think, are showing more that they can be better pros. We'll see. But I think if the Kings do have to pick a guard at 5, I don't think it's like, Darius Garland. I think there's still players in there, and we have to see how they play between now and the draft. I think there's a chance you get a really good player.
And I'm not
How dare you continue? This is all about you and your bias against Kingston Flemings.
It's
That's
not
really
about that.
what you're
Take
actually
him.
saying.
Take him. Yesterday he yammed on someone. He made a layup, and he was just bumping into the Baylor player. You see that? I said, okay, that's some dog right there. I like that. But here's my thing. We just brought up, Jay was talking about the top point guards, okay? Whitey, this is a problem. All right? This is a problem. And we need to look up, my guy, my favorite player right now. You know who it
Kareem
is?
Lopez?
No, I'm talking in the league right now.
Richie Saunders?
Well, no, he's about to be. Okay, here's another one, Jay. Okay, this is a good one, guys. This is a really good one because this is my favorite player right now. They got Tyrese Maxey on Basketball Reference listed as 6'2".
He might not be that, but yeah.
Okay, so he's also a 2-time All-Star. He went 21st overall in 2020.
Should have gone much higher.
Higher. Yeah.
So clearly. So I'm looking here at the point guards. And really, Jay, when you ask the question, who's the best point guard, it also becomes the importance of a point guard. If you got Whitey, a ball handling wing, because that's a little bit different. They got here. This is just Yahoo Sports quickly. Shea, number 1 point guard. He's 6'6". Luka, number 2 point guard. He's 6'7", 6'8". Steph is Steph. I think Jalen Brunson is Jalen Brunson. Maybe you're going to draft the next Jalen Brunson. I don't know. I think he's kind of one of one in a way, guys. Cade Cunningham, 6'6". They got Booker at 6. I guess he's a point guard right now, depending on who you ask.
Is he 6'4"?
Booker, I think, is about 6'6". I think.
No.
I thought Booker was.
I'll split the difference.
I thought Booker. I thought he had a little something to him.
Nah, he ain't no 6'6".
I think he had a little something to him, Jay.
Nah, bro. Keep going, though.
Tyrese Maxey at 7.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's a good comp.
6'2".
Because I'm really high on Tyrese
Devin
Maxey.
Booker's 6'5". That's why I say I split the difference.
Okay, good
guys,
job.
yeah.
So Tyrese Maxey.
Look up another reference. I think he's 6'4".
No, you can find 6'6" somewhere. Jay, they ain't going down.
You probably would.
They going up. You got Tyrese Maxey. I think that's a good shout like Darius Garland.
I'm a little confused. Mm-hmm. What does Tyrese Maxey have to do with this? And
I'm just saying. Do you think that you could build a team around Tyrese Maxey?
Absolutely. I think Philly's doing it.
Yeah, I think you could.
Okay.
And also, again, whoever you get at 5, you have to get more than that down the road. You got to get the best player you can get there, whether he's a guard or not.
They got Trae Young at 8. That's a weird one. De'Aaron Fox at 9. None of these guys are dudes at that. None of these guys are a guy at this point, right?
But I think that's what Whitey is saying is, and I'll just step to the left on it, is this. Whitey, do you feel that you can build a championship contending team around Carlos Boozer, or do you think you're going to need maybe someone that probably is better than Boozer down the road?
Ideally, I could get someone better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would imagine you would say the same thing, right, Alan?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, that's the argument. You're arguing that this dude has to be the guy, and if you get the 5th spot, then necessarily you might have not even been able to reach to get that guy. Yeah. So now you have to start to build around, okay, well, I'm going to take the best available.
Yes.
And then hopefully next year, for whatever reason, Anthony Edwards comes free or something. You have to start to put those things in place. I think you're just pinpointing the fact because, again, and I started the whole conversation with, the Kings were jaded because of the point guard situations that's been happening around here and the fact of small point guard, this guy got drafted, then we traded him, he's a star. We're just jaded in that form. But if you get a Kingston Fleming who turns out to be Ty Maxey, you won.
Yeah.
Even if you don't believe he's a top 5 guy, top 10 guy in the league, which I think we would all agree he's not, but he's definitely a piece for me where I'm like, dude, he's on a championship caliber type player for me on type level. So if I can get somebody else to add, by the way, we got thousands of Kings fans who believe Keegan Murray can do it. You got to start to add to that.
I think it comes down to this. If you get to 5 and the bigger players in terms of size are gone, do you then say, wow, we've got to get our guy? Or do you say we've got to take the guy we think's the best player right now, and if he's not a guy, we still get that, and then we have to continue to build?
I think that this conversation has turned from, and this has always been my argument about trading down. I don't even know if that's a possibility, right? I don't even know if anybody would want to trade down. But the conversation has gone from you could still get a franchise changer at 5, right, to now it's going to be a piece. And that's why I've always said if you're worried that 5 is going to be a piece, then you can get a piece at 7. That's been my whole argument. Initially, Whitey, it felt like you were saying that you felt like you could get a franchise changer at 5. But now it sounds like you're saying, well, and I guess franchise changer, we can discuss that definition. Now it feels like you're saying, well, it's possible that you don't, but that's okay as long as you get a really good player.
Well, if that's where it is. You don't know how good these guys are going to be. I think, and you make a good point, I am not averse. I'm not automatically out on taking a guard with the 5th pick if that's what I end up with.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not, and you might have to. Right? Because if all these guys are supposedly better than Nate Ament, who, it sounded like he might, Matt was higher on Nate Ament than others. It did, Matt, a lot of these guys that we have on, they're never going to say they think somebody's a bust or not because that would look bad on them, and I wouldn't expect them to say that. But it did feel like he was of the mindset that Nate Ament is more of a project than others. And the only reason I bring that up is because these guards, they don't seem like projects. It's a ceiling conversation again. So if you think that, Darius Acuff is close enough to the ceiling, or if you say, look, Darius Acuff on paper is actually taller than Tyrese Maxey, right? And the way I see him distribute the basketball, he might be a better pure point guard than Tyrese Maxey. Then you go out there and get him. And to your point, Jay, and that's what I've been saying, then you just got to pray that you get lucky in 2027 and you get 1 or 2. That's what it is. Because based on the scary rules that are coming down, if you do get 5, you would still be able to get a top pick next season.
And the beauty of it is if you're 5th, you're going to still, no matter what, have your pick of some really potentially good players.
That's right. I just think
it's not like, I just got a bunch of Darius Garlands left.
Yeah. I just think the problem is we all like ice cream. But if you talk to 10 people, you're going to get a lot of different answers as to what their favorite ice cream is. And that scares me, guys. Because somebody might say mint chocolate chip, and I'm not in.
Doesn't scare me because it's Thursday, and that's ice cream night.
You don't eat mint, do you?
Mint chocolate chip?
Of course he does.
Let me just go brush my teeth.
Of course we do.
I'll just go brush my teeth.
You're the only one who does it.
No, I'll just go brush my teeth in that case.
It's not toothpaste.
It
Are
tastes
you sure
like
you're not
it to
eating
me.
toothpaste?
Yeah, I can't tell. I can't tell the difference.
Wow.
Did you just compare Crest, Colgate?
It's the same thing to me.
Why the Kings versus Pels? Despite 27 combined wins, looks like it might be a fun matchup. We're back with that on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Spring is here, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings, plus get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Business moves fast, and so do we. At Bank of Marin, we team up with businesses in the greater Sacramento area to help you drive the lane and score big. With dedicated relationship bankers and local decision making, we help you move quickly, whether you're upgrading equipment, buying your next building, streamlining cash flow, or fueling growth. From expansion to investment, we're ready to help you win. Bank of Marin, your local business bank. Visit us at bankofmarin.com. Member FDIC.
Yo, Harvey, Zoe, group selfie.
Ooh, nice new iPhone 17, Drewski.
Let's do a triangle formation. I'm in front.
With the center stage front camera, everyone fits in the shot.
He got it at T-Mobile.
But switching takes forever.
Not anymore. Now you can switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
Focus, people. Nail your pose.
And you get a new iPhone 17 on them.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way, guys. Switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. And right now, we'll pay off your old phone up to $800.
I'm grabbing my phone and switching to T-Mobile right now.
Get back, Harvey. We're taking a... Let's go again, y'all.
With 24 monthly bill credits, finance agreement, 256 gigabytes, $830, eligible trade-in, example iPhone 13, and new qualifying line, $60 plus per month plan with autopay plus taxes and fees. For well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. $800 via virtual prepaid card. Card typically takes 15 days after rebate submission. No cash access and card expires in 6 months. Check out in 15 minutes per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Get ready, Sacramento. The Sacramento Boat Show and Big RV Show is taking over Cal Expo, March 5th through March 8th. It's 2 huge shows, one massive event. Don't miss it. Get details now at twohugeshows.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
What it do?
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
And if you're having any issues with that, we can help you out. Thank you very much to Kimberly for pointing out I can only listen on the app when I'm working. Why does it cut the Drive Guys off? And Alan went to work on it. We're going to try to remedy this situation. But thank you, Kimberly. Our apologies. There is a workaround right now, and we'll try to get it fixed as soon as we can.
Yeah, so now, see, Whitey, now you're seeing me back in my bag from prior to my media days. This is the type of stuff I would do because I worked on an app. So Kimberly or anybody out there that's having trouble on the app, it says, UC Davis basketball. If you switch to video, you should have us. If it's on audio, it's not working right now. But if you switch to video, you will see Whitey and I's handsome faces as well as Jay's. But on audio, we're having some issues.
Sorry
switch
about
to video.
that.
Thank you, Kimberly, for flagging. We appreciate it.
Now, is that the job, the job you had before, is that the job where if things weren't going well, you would show up late and well-dressed so they'd think you had an interview?
Okay, Jay's going to get a kick out of this one. Okay.
That's brilliant. I've never heard of that. It's a brilliant idea.
So, Jay, you saw Kyle was dressed, right? And Kyle's headed to a wedding. Happy for Kyle. He's going to have some fun in the city. So I told Kyle.
On a Thursday?
Yeah, I know.
It's Simone's brother.
Simone's brother getting married. Yeah.
On a Thursday?
Yeah.
Because it's the anniversary of the day they met, I think.
Yes.
Said.
Yeah. So Kyle
they call it what they want. But we know them.
Kyle's probably listening to us right now, probably almost at the Bay Bridge. But Jay, I said to Kyle, I'm like, how's everything going? Because I told him when I was at my previous job, if, I was waiting if they passed on me for a promotion or my raise wasn't right, whatever it was, I would purposely show up because, it's the tech world. So people don't really dress up, maybe a collar, something like that. I would show up very well dressed and people would come up to me like, hey, did you just have a job interview?
And
Jay, it worked like a job.
Say,
every time.
Boy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't talk about it right now, but, I'll slack you. Jay, it worked like a charm. Boss comes up to me, hey, Al, looking good today. What's going on? Oh, I don't know.
Just Tuesday?
Yeah, just a Tuesday. Maybe I had a job interview. Maybe I didn't. I'm putting y'all on game. If your bosses get on your nerves, show up in a suit.
All right.
Show up in a suit the next day. And just, maybe be sorry. This is the other thing I would do, Jay. I would show up slightly tardy. Okay, so everybody
Just a little
shows
bit.
just a little bit. Everybody
Well,
shows up.
what's a little bit, like
Make sure
15
everyone
minutes?
would notice.
No. You got to make an appearance. So everybody would show up around 9.
Like 40.
Hey, sorry. Hey, I'm going to be in. You tell them ahead of time, right? Hey, I'm going to be in around 9:30. I have an appointment. Woo-hoo! Jay, I got the button down, got the belt on. Hey,
The steppers?
They can't ask me what the appointment is, right?
True.
Legally, they can't. But I just show up. Now, I always wear a button down at work. Trust me. But I tuck it in.
Did it ever pay off for you?
You know, hey, I see a one. I see all of a sudden.
Did you ever get a raise because of that?
There you go.
I'm telling you, all of a sudden I see a one-on-one on the calendar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One-on-one on the calendar. Hey, Al, we just want to talk about how things are going. You know what I mean? And maybe it doesn't happen. I'm not saying I got to raise that next week, but all of a sudden,
So no, the answer is no.
it's all connected. In my mind, it's connected.
It's
I think
relative.
that's brilliant.
I'm putting y'all on game.
I like where you're going, though.
If
Yeah.
you're trying to get a raise and they pass over you, just go out there, put on some penny loafers.
So if you're saying I need to get my Brooks Brothers up,
That's what I'm saying. Hey, you're going to like the way you look. I guarantee
When
you.
you write a movie about your career, you got to make sure that's in there.
You
That's
know
what?
what?
Things people remember. It's
I-
like in that movie where the guy shows up late all dressed up.
But of course, in the movie, it'll work immediately.
of course.
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
they'll give me 30 grand more
Yeah.
immediately. So I'm putting y'all on game, man. Everybody driving around. Man, I thought how did he make partner and not me? You know what I mean? Show up in a suit the next day. I'm telling you.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Before we get back to the Kings and the Pels tonight, it's time for a check-in
Mic check.
with TC. Hello, TC. Thanks for hanging on. What's going on?
Yes, sir. It's been a minute, man. Whitey, Alan, what's up, man? I already hollered at the homie Jay.
What's up, TC?
Yeah.
Listen, bro, check it. The pick is AJ, right? I'm not wavering on that. I don't care how many NBA draft guys come on. I know we got to hear about all the other players and all that. AJ's the pick, bro. But I wouldn't be mad if Boozer fell to us, if Boozer was going to be the pick. At 5th, I'm with you guys on drafting a guard. But if Caleb Wilson is there, you snatch him.
Yes.
Or just say if Boozer fell, you snatch him. But if not, if all 4 guys are gone, then you're picking out an A-Cuff and Barrels. That's it. If you don't fall and you get AJ, Keegan has to go, bro. It's out of either Keegan or Domas. Who's going to bring the first-round pick back this year? You either going to go back to Milwaukee at 10 or you going to go to Sam at 18 and see if you can work something out and get something, get that. Or you work that Toronto deal out, bite the bullet, say, you know what, we'll take Portal, give us number 20. You have to get back in this first round, bro. This draft, you can hit and get your generational wing, also your generational point guard, if that makes sense. And you can kill 2 birds in 1 stone in this draft if you're smart. I'm not talking about speeding up the process, but the process will get sped up organically if you're able to hit on these picks. Also, Arkansas has a center named Brazil. I think I'm saying his name. I might have butchered it. The light-skinned dude reminds me of Anthony Davis when he was at Kentucky. Dude's a shot blocker, averaging. If you can find him late in the second or undrafted, you can throw him in there with Max, Cardwell, and Precious and keep it pushing. But the main thing this year, guys, I'm telling you, we have to get back into the first round. And if that calls a trade, Keegan, we already trying to get rid of Domas anyway, right? Because he ain't. But Keegan, everybody is on the fence with Keegan. If it was me, I'm trading Keegan, bro, for like a top 20 pick. Everybody say I'm crazy, but I'm not, man. I'm doing it. That's all I got.
Thank you, TC. I wouldn't be surprised if the Kings took a long, hard look at that. I don't know if we'd ever know. If it didn't happen, we wouldn't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if they took a long, hard look at, hey, can we get something? Can we get back in this first round for Keegan?
Yeah, but even still, that money they still have to provide something to match salaries as well, right? So that's the way that you'd have to go about it. Whitey, I do have something that's right up TC's alley. And, we've always talked about bringing the brother here, but what about sending the brother there? And I am in no way saying that I would want to do this or that I would do this. And I'm doing it live here, right here on the
Keegan to Portland for the 11?
Yeah. Because they need shooting bad. And and right now it's just a mock. But right now, I don't know why, but they have the mock. They have them taking Braden Burries, I don't know why they would do that. Unless they're done with Scoot. They got 4 point guards. So if they're stuck on what to do at 11, again, I got a secret what Keegan's making about 25 starting next season. If you were to do there's not a lot of guys making that type of. If you were to do Jeremy Grant and the 11, I know it's a bad contract, but you'd get off of it. I actually, Whitey, I don't know, because you'd be helping them out. I don't think they would love that contract. They still has 3 years left, or 2 years after that. So he's making 32. Keegan's making 20-something. The Kings throw in whoever to make that difference. So then you would do Jeremy Grant and for Keegan Murray and whoever, but it would be Jeremy Grant and the 11 pick.
I think
TC?
I'd keep Keegan.
Oh.
TC wouldn't. TC. I think I saw
man.
Jay shaking it off too, but I'm not sure.
Hey, TC.
And Jay's not the biggest Keegan guy.
TC,
that's not it.
Holla at me. What's the problem? Jeremy Grant the contract?
That's one of the problems.
I just think Keegan's worth a little more than that.
All right, well,
in the open market.
No disrespect, because I don't really know the brother yet, but can we get DeAndre Hunter? Can we get him to Portland?
Not yet, because he got hurt. So
no, I know, but
his value is not at its
he's making
peak.
20. He's making 23.
But he's only on the books for one more. And really, you could probably swing him in All-Star break.
And then he's expiring. Portland might like to expire. Jay, you're not moving Keegan for 11?
Not if I'm taking Jeremy Grant back. I'll take 18 other players, but yeah.
Okay, well.
For the 11, yeah, but I just don't want Jeremy Grant's 2 years on the books.
You don't want another one of those contracts.
You're not doing a deal.
Do you think they'll be able to move Domas? Matt George said, he always says interesting things, he and Kayla, but he said today, there's no reason to think Domas won't be back next year. But then he said, they're going to try to trade him. If they're going to try to trade him, that might be a reason to think he might not be back, unless we have to look at what happened at the deadline and say, you can't trade Domantas Sabonis. Is that where it is?
I don't know that we're there yet, per se. I wouldn't say we were there yet.
Only if you were willing to take back. You'd have to take back less than what he is worth to you.
Right. Now, here's an example. I know they got Emmanuel Quickly and Jamal Shedd, but I'm just bringing them up because we talked about them.
Yeah.
You got the Raptors at 19 right now. Again, there's a lot of guards, guys. So many. They're taking Bennett Sturtz, 6'4" senior at 19 out of Iowa. Is there a conversation there? Here's a question.
The conversation is no thanks.
Well, I'm saying
trade to get back. If I'm going to get back in the first round for the 19th pick, and I have to take back less than I think my guy is worth, we're talking about Domantas, right? Sabonis, I don't think I would do that.
Maybe it's and they didn't even want to give, allegedly, they didn't want to give the Kings 1 first, right?
Right.
For Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah, we're not. This is a Max Crosby we're talking about.
I'm just telling you right now. If you're not moving Keegan, and unless it's Keegan for, and Jay probably. I know, Jay, we were talking about Jeremy Grant, but Keegan in the teens for a better deal, maybe. But you moving DeMont, if you want to get back in, if you TC, just like he said, you want to get back in this first, it's Domas or Keegan. I don't really see another way.
I'm not opposed to Keegan. I'm just saying I don't want Jeremy's contract. Cook me something else up with Portland.
By the way, Matt George just texted me, and he wanted to clarify what he was saying, although I think I got it, Matt. Kings want to trade Domas for value. I've heard that nobody will take that contract unless it's a salary dump. That's what I meant. Yeah, yes.
Everybody said that.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just,
he didn't want us to misrepresent what he was saying. He didn't want me.
This is tough, guys.
Dang, Stretch, you misrepresenting folks out here.
Trying not to.
This is tough, guys. I mean, I'm looking here. A team that we mentioned, I know they won't. I don't know if they'll do business with them now, Whitey, but the Warriors, and they're kind of in a tough spot. If they'd be interested, they might be back in the tank. And I talked about that 3 weeks ago. They should have started to go back in the tank. Right now, Whitey, the Warriors are sitting at 15 by the end of the season. If they do go in the tank, that could be higher.
What you sending me over?
That's so Keegan is in the 20s. And again, the Warriors would think this is too much, right? Because if they're at 15, but you got to make the money work, that's Moody. 15, they're not doing. You got to give something back to them too. But you give him a 27 or something like that. Moody, they ain't paying nobody, Jay.
Man.
I don't see another
I'd still rather
$10
have
million.
Keegan than a pick that late in the round. As good as
Really?
this draft's supposed to be.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I got you. I hear why, but I think you're still on the last train of, I just want to see if he's got one. Is it going to bounce back? It's versus.
Well, like 19, if it's 19 with Toronto, as Alan said here, according to Tankathon, it'd be like Bennett Sturtz from Iowa. If
Well,
it
you
were
get
50,
Alan's guy,
they
Lopez.
got, and I know we've talked about this guy, Jaden Quaintance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lopez, according to this, would be gone at 19.
Oh, okay.
Who knows? But he might be there.
I got to do some research on these mid guys, because these middle of the round guys, because I think there could be
Why
something.
haven't you already?
I mean,
You're
I'm
letting us all
You're a
down.
scout, man.
I'm making it through, guys. Braden Burries is next, because I know I feel bad. A lot of people keep hitting us up on the text line about Braden Burries. Like
I've
you,
seen him a
Whitey,
lot.
it feels like I've seen him, but I haven't grinded.
He's
the
a
tape.
shot maker.
I haven't grinded
He
the
makes
tape though,
big
Jay.
shots.
I'm looking here, guys. I know
He's going to be a good NBA player.
people don't want to do business with the Spurs, but I mean, Whitey, what's the line here, brother? I mean, the Spurs 13, Yaxel Lendenberg. I know he's 23 years old, and I'm against that.
Lindeborg.
Okay,
Not
if
Lindenberg.
Who's been giving you your videotapes, man?
Lendenborg. I call him Yax, okay? Because I call him Yax. That's what I call him. But I don't know, guys. I love Keegan. Great family. Love the family.
You're really close with the dad.
We haven't spoken that much lately, but had the dad on the show. Love Keegan's family. I'm wishing them the best. But something in these early teens, Jay, it might be a look-see.
I'm with you. I'm riding with you.
What I'm getting back, because it's money, so you got to get something back. If I could get it expiring,
Yeah.
and a 14 for Keegan,
I'm in.
I might have to do it.
I'm in. I'm with you. The only thing that Portland, and you use the Portland deal first, is the fact that I still have to carry over 2 more years of Jeremy Grant.
No. And that's the thing. That's 11.
Yeah.
So, all right, fine. But 13, 14, and you give me somebody you don't believe in. Pat, where the Bulls at? Patrick Williams. Okay, the Bulls are at 9, but you done with Patrick Williams. You got about 2 more years.
Patrick Williams?
Well, I'm just saying, they want to be done with them.
Didn't he just re-up?
I don't
He
want to
just
start
re-signed,
with him.
right?
Look, 9. Give me 9 and Patrick Williams for Keegan Murray. You get off that contract.
What's Pat Will's contract? Is it expiring? I thought he just signed one last year.
No, I think he got about 3 more years
Yeah.
at 18 a year.
Yeah.
Look, guys, I'm just giving you options,
I
and you're
appreciate
shooting
that.
down all the options.
Right.
Then keep him. Then I love Keegan. I don't want to move him, but if it was Yax,
Do you think you could get value for Keegan? I don't think you're going to get value for Domas. He's worth more to you than he is to other teams. So, and that's just a fact. Everything he's done for you, other teams don't see him that way. So to trade him, you'd have to get something back where you'd feel like, we lost that deal. So I don't know if you can trade him. Keegan, I don't know. Looks like maybe teams still value Keegan more. Maybe you get more for him.
Yeah, it also depends where these teams are. But seriously though, this is a good one, and I know he's my guy. But think about where this team is. I do think Giannis is going to leave, but let's play the game and let's say he doesn't leave. The Bucks at 10, I don't really know. They don't have, if Giannis stays, they do not need whoever that number 10 is, unless they really think that number 10 is going to be something quick, fast, and in a hurry. I can't believe I'm about to say this on air. He'd be expiring, but if they did it, Kyle Kuzma the number 10 for Keegan.
Everybody, this is on camera. They can hear you.
I don't know that's crazy.
What's Kyle got left?
Well, he's got 2 years, and that's counting this year. So they probably, honestly,
So
they
next
probably
year?
wouldn't do it because he's going to be expiring. So they probably wouldn't even do it.
It fits the timeline for the Kings, which is after next year, and Matt Babcock, who we had on at 3 o'clock, said it. This next year, this upcoming year, once that clears, the books are pretty much clear for the most part.
Yeah.
And so I think you have to play for that. Next year is whatever. But if you get a expiring and it's Kuzma and you get what would you say, the 10th pick? I'm interested. Now I'm interested.
I bet you the Bucks wouldn't do that.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think they
But
would.
I'm interested. Let me tell you.
Yeah, as an option, that looks
I like that. The Bucks, if I put that on social, the Bucks fans would say, are you out of your mind? But
Well, it's a good question.
I think, well, yeah, it is.
In that case, it would
If
be.
Kuzma wasn't expiring, I think we'd have more action. The fact that he's going to be expiring, they're probably saying it's a no-go.
I just think from Milwaukee's standpoint, given that, like you said, we think Giannis is probably going to go, but you don't know. So if you're them in that predicament, you wouldn't want to part with the 10th pick.
No,
in a
I'm
rich
assuming,
draft.
no. I'm saying this assuming that Giannis has gone on whatever streaming site there is, Jay, and said, I'm staying in Milwaukee. But yeah, if you don't know, you
But
can't
even
do
if he
that.
does, it's like, but who knows?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I can change my mind.
That's just him. Look.
And that, by the way, is also the key to the Warriors. I know you've talked about, well, they might have to rebuild, or somebody's been talking about that. But I think their whole thing is they still think, no, we're going to get Giannis.
Yeah, that's what
They're
they've
probably
been saying.
not, but that's their plan.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just coming up with ideas.
Yeah.
I'm coming up with ideas. That Bucks one, at least I came to one where they'd say no.
Right.
Because y'all been saying no. Jay with the Jeremy Grant had me good though. Al, I can't do that. I can't.
You don't want that baggage? You don't want that extra baggage for the next 2 years.
I can't do that,
Yeah,
man.
because that was like 3 years ago. I was trying to convince Jay and Kyle Draper.
Yeah.
Let's get him.
Yeah. Well,
get Jeremy Grant.
To
Even
be
then,
fair,
I was voted down.
That was my first swing at this. See, and now we've made it all the way to the Bucks at 10.
Does Kyle make 18, you said?
Kyle Kuzma?
18
Kyle
and-
Kuzma, he makes
18.
18, but the problem is
He's been on that weird descending
It's a descending,
thing.
yeah.
They're keeping that bad boy. They're probably saying, no, we've held on to him too long to get rid of him now. Now we can really probably get something.
You would have to value Keegan at a high level, right, if
Yeah.
you're the Bucks.
So we know Zach LaVine, the Kings weren't able to move him, and we understand why. And DeMar, they had trouble moving, and Domas had trouble moving. Keegan, you could move, right? You'd be able to trade Keegan if you wanted, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I'm the one that was on record, and if I'm not mistaken, Whitey, you had hit me up and agreed with me when Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross were having the conversation about trading Keegan for a pick. I said, I don't think you're getting a top 10 for Keegan Murray.
That was the one, wasn't it? The one that you just said was yours.
The Bucks one?
Yeah, wasn't that the one that they had?
I don't know. Did they include Kyle Kuzma?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Again, if Kyle Kuzma
You just stole Dave and Jason's trade
Come on,
idea.
man. I know,
and
I'm
you
not
tried to
trading-
Say, look what I got.
No. If I was talking Dave, I'd be trading brownies for tuna fish salad. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm talking.
That's a bad trade.
Sorry, we got brownies
Give
at
me
home. But, I'm
Give me
supposed to
the-
have some
I'm not
brownies
trading
tonight.
brownies for tuna
I'm getting
fish.
brownie a la mode. Is it brownie a la mode? Or
Well,
is
it is
anything
if
a
you
la
put
mode
ice
with
cream.
ice cream?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm having tonight. Brownie Sunday tonight.
Okay.
Because I'm hopping on you and Jay on the
Mint
ice
chocolate
cream.
chip.
Absolutely not. I'm a purist. Vanilla. Maybe French.
Who else
Oh, my
likes
goodness.
vanilla?
No. If I'm having it with
Kyle Draper, that's my
KD,
point.
my man.
You are so much like Kyle Draper.
No,
It's
let me
uncanny.
let me
I wonder
refrain.
y'all didn't mesh.
No, let me refrain. If it's a brownie or a sundae, I can't have two fighting just like me and Draper. Can't have two alphas.
You don't think they meshed, Jay?
No, I didn't.
If it's a brownie, then I just go regular vanilla. If it's ice cream by itself, give me cookie dough. Give me. You see what I'm saying?
I got what
I
you're saying.
wasn't really listening.
See, man.
He's saying if you got apple pie, if you have one flavor, of
Thank
dessert,
you.
you don't want to throw the
I'm not
extra.
Neapolitan.
You can't have like Zach being a
Neapolitan.
DeMar DeRozan of desserts.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
that's what that is.
right.
You can't, Americone dream on top of a brownie. You can't do that.
Right?
That it's a bad
Moose tracks.
That's what I do understand.
Thank you. Do all right, we've said enough, but yeah, I mean, as far as the day, if they said Kyle Kuzma, I would definitely do that. But to that point, now that Kyle Kuzma is expiring, the Bucks they don't do that. They don't do that. If Kyle Kuzma had another year, maybe they do it. But he's expiring now. You missed your window.
Mm-hmm. But now is your window to send the code word in and all that stuff. And you could win a pair of tickets to see the Kings battle the Utah Jazz on Sunday, March 15th. We've got code words for you to 8 a.m. with the Morning Crew. Is that the name of that show now? The Morning Crew? Noon with Matt and Kayla. And then, of course, 4 p.m. with us. And then you text the word 916-339-1140 for your chance to win. I'm going to hand it over to Alan now. And he's got the word for us, the code word.
The code word is paint.
Paint.
Code word is paint. P-A-I-N-T. The code word is paint.
What number you got for us today?
Number 4.
Number 4.
They're not calling. It's
Yeah,
a text. That's a text.
See, man, I didn't think there was a number.
That was on me.
Go with your gut, man.
Look,
I'm thinking of the monster trucks.
Yeah, that's coming up down the road.
That's coming up, too.
See?
We're giving away so many things.
That's right.
Yeah.
Only here.
Right. So thank you, Alan. Yeah. Text paint to 916-339-1140 to be entered for a chance to win tickets. I think tonight we should have a fun matchup, an interesting matchup, despite everything else going on. I'm not trying to sugarcoat the way this season's gone, but Maxime Reynaud versus Derek Queen, I'm looking forward to watching that.
If we get to watch it, I'm going to look up how many minutes Derek Queen played last game because it wasn't a lot. But hopefully we do get to see that because I want to see what all the fuss is about with Derek Queen. Is he worth all these guys we're talking about, these top 5 picks? Is he worth that? Because I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. I know that I pulled an autograph of his early in the basketball season, on-card auto, which is rare.
Ooh.
Yeah, sold it because I thought, nah.
You don't let him sit, huh?
Some I do. It depends.
Okay.
That one, to your point, I thought, yeah, I don't know about him. And then, he took off.
Right.
Now I'm feeling like, yeah, I think that might have been the right move.
Yep. I hear you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
May I ask what you received? Ice cream? Would put it in ice cream terms here. Nasty vanilla? Basic
honestly,
vanilla?
I think it was probably
Neapolitan?
some nice, I don't know, Jay. Moose tracks.
Okay.
Wasn't bad, but I
little tin roof Sunday-ish?
Yeah.
Kind of like,
some peanuts in there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I honestly don't remember how much I got for that. But the last time they played would have been February 9th, right? Pelicans 120, Kings 94. And we had Derek Queen, 23 minutes. Well, rounded up to 24. He was 4 for 7, Alan. He had 8 points and 5 rebounds.
It was a really weird game.
Yeah. Max played 38 minutes. He had 21 points.
Oh, wait, wasn't this
the
2020? That wasn't 2020.
21 and 19.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't really need Derek Queen, but he wasn't playing very well either. It was bizarre, but they whooped on the Kings, so it didn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we can see what all the fuss is about.
Yeah, and let's be honest, Max puts up these numbers in a tanking season, so every chance he has to show against a good young player that, no, these numbers are real. He continues to, prove that. That's good going forward.
It is good.
Yeah.
I hope Derek Queen plays 35 minutes tonight. Let's see it.
Mm-hmm.
Mano y mano.
I think it would be worse. This year would be worse, as tough as it's been, if you're a Pelicans fan, because they're trying to win. They were trying to win. They have nothing to gain by tanking, and they're still terrible. And I think that would be worse than what we're going through here as Kings fans.
Is Jordan Poole still on the team? We can talk about it on the other side, but he must be. He did not play last game for him.
I was never the fan that you were of Jordan Poole.
It's a pool party.
Mm-hmm. We have a crazy look at NBA Never Have They Evers when we come back, and we'll answer Alan's Jordan Poole question next on Sactown Sports.
Visit SactownSports.com and join the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free? Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free? Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
This is the sound of Jack, buzz cutting his way to a small fortune. To Jack, every time he cuts his own hair, that's $50 right in his pocket. If Jack sees DIY buzz cuts as a saving strategy, Wells Fargo is right behind him. And with their mobile app, tracking his savings is easy. Oh, ouch. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Mobile carriers' message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
When the final buzzer sounds, the action keeps going with the Sactown Sports Live events calendar. March 15th, rock legends Jefferson Starship take the stage at Hard Rock Live Sacramento, bringing decades of classic hits and high-energy performance. Then, March 20th through the 22nd, Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live storms into the Cal Expo grandstands with massive trucks, big air, and edge-of-your-seat thrills the whole family will love. April 18th, international comedy star Russell Peters delivers a night of sharp, non-stop laughs at Thunder Valley. On May 1st, the iconic James Taylor performs live at Tahoe Blue Event Center for an evening of timeless songs and unforgettable moments. Friday, June 12th, country star Keith Urban brings his electrifying live show to the Nugget Event Center in Reno. And on August 16th, Kane Brown takes over Ironstone Amphitheater in Murphys for a summer night packed with chart-topping country hits, concerts, comedy, and can't miss live entertainment. Find your next big event now on the Sactown Sports Live events calendar.
Get ready, Sacramento. The Sacramento Boat Show and Big RV Show is taking over Cal Expo, March 5th through March 8th. Hundreds of boats and RVs, all in one place. From wakeboard boats and pontoon boats to motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, sprinter vans, plus fishing boats and ATVs. It's 2 huge shows, 1 massive event. Don't miss it. Get details now at twohugeshows.com.
Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
Here's the 2 Kings questions we've been wrestling with today. 1, if the Kings take a guard at 5, can they get what they need to get from this draft? And 2, is there any way the Kings could trade back in to the first round? I don't know if we've come to any answers, but those are the things we've been pushing around and pulling around and wrestling with today.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you're going to look at all of the different options right now for what the Kings are going to attempt to do. And
I think the Kings are going to try to work things out. That's what I think. That's what you're saying, basically.
Or no, was it figure some things out?
They're going to try to figure some things out.
They're going to figure, just like the Eagles. They're going to figure some things out.
See if they can figure some things out.
Actually, no. The Kings, no. They're not in a position to just figure some things out. They got to do more than that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Especially, and again, by the time the draft happens, we're going to know what these new these scary tanking rules are. I think, right? So
we better.
Yeah, by the time that happens, everybody will know how tough it is and will you be back in the tank and will you not? So that, to me, guys, determines how desperate the Kings need to be to get back in the first. I know we didn't get a chance to ask Matt Babcock about 2027, which I wanted to.
Yeah, I did too. I had it on my list.
But
yeah,
you know, if you can get back in the tank and it's not as ridiculous as what they've kind of alluded to in the past, then maybe you don't want to move off of, hey, we just signed Keegan. We're not going to, we're going to move off of Keegan for the 19th pick. Let's see what he can do full season with DeAndre Hunter and then figure out 2027.
Yeah. Obviously, the Kings, one of the reasons they're tanking so hard, the reason why so many teams are tanking so hard this year is because there are a lot of potentially great players available in this draft. So if the Kings pick 5th, could they get what they need to get out of this draft with a guard? They might. It's just obviously you look at the list of MVPs through the history of the league. It's harder to get that guy as a guard, but it's possible.
Yeah. And again, what are you trying to necessarily accomplish in this draft? To me, and I've said it before, if you are going to go home run swinging and let's say the Kings, it can't be worse than 5. And I've seen it. If Nate Ament has a really good March Madness, right? And they go up and they say he's 6'10", he's still growing, all the things that we've been told, and they go get him at 5, and he ends up looking like Tajon Salan, and all of the point guards, you're right, Whitey, and all of them are at least as good as Darius Garland. That's a terrible look, So the home run swing, obviously, it's boom or bust. You could swing through it. You know what I mean? Or do you say, hey, we could have a home run? It's not as likely with the 6'4" point guard, but we could have some version of our home run, which could be Tyrese Maxey, relatively speaking, is a home run. Do you just go there? So I do think they'll take a guard at 5 if the normal 4 that we see are gone. You just have to pray it's the right one.
Yeah, and then as far as the other question, could they trade back into the first round? Should they? It's just going to be really tough to do. I think they've been trying to do that for quite a while. Mm-hmm. And everyone else knows what a rich draft it is, too. So they're reluctant to give up the spot unless you perhaps even overpay for that spot. And the Kings are not in position to even think about that right now.
No. And again, right now, nobody knows what's coming next season. So clearly they're not going to, say, oh, yeah, we'll do this or that for number 12.
Would you trade any of your future draft capital to try to get back into the first round this year?
I would trade 2027. I don't know what
I'm thinking other teams are going to be like, yeah, nice try, sucker.
Right. I think the thing would be if there's a rule, how about this, Whitey? If there was that redundancy rule and the Kings get 4, so you're not going to be better than 5, but you're going to stink next season, would a team out there say, let's do this comparison. Would a team out there say, I'll trade my 15th pick this season for a bad Kings team that's probably going to get number 5 next season? I don't know. I mean, this draft is supposed to be, where is that line? If you were the Kings on the other side of it, hey, we can't do better than 5 next season. I'd rather have 18 in this draft than 5 next season. So, and if the Kings would rather do that, then wouldn't the team say, well, then no, we don't want to do that, right?
But it also doesn't have to be next year.
It doesn't have to be next year.
We focus on this year, next year.
Well, to your point, what you said that yesterday, 28 is not supposed to be great either.
Right, but
so
I got
either
picks
one of
all
those.
the way into the early 30s that I could part with. I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying these are our
if this is
options.
Supposed to be the best draft since 03 or 96, I just don't think a team's going to do it for the unknown.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so.
Yeah. I would do it. I would do 5. I would do next season's, and maybe I'm wrong, but Whitey, I was looking at that season that Anthony Bennett got drafted, and so many people give the Cavs flack. I know that was the Giannis year, but he went 15th. That draft class was pretty there wasn't a star outside of the random 15th pick in Giannis. So if you're looking at a draft like that, heck yeah, I would trade the 5th pick in that draft for the 15th pick in this draft. But other teams might be looking at it the exact same way.
I hope you're happy. You've actually got me now. You've gotten into my head to the point where I'm starting to second guess a little bit Kingston Flemings and how many mid-range shots he takes.
Because he took a lot last night, right? And he wasn't making them last night.
You've pointed that out, and I'm just a little bit. I'm starting to acknowledge that as a potential drawback.
Well, it's to the point now, and maybe I'm bad luck. Like, I have certain things. I don't know that I've ever watched Serena Williams win And now,
Really?
obviously, later in her career, right? But ever since she came back, I think every time I watch her, she doesn't seem to win. So maybe I'm bad luck with Kingston Flemings because I don't know if you had the sound on, Whitey, but the broadcasters at this point, they'll say, and Kingston Flemings, he's so good at that mid-range, but not that time. I'm thinking, well, when's he make it? Every time I saw him make a three, I saw him yam on somebody, but every time I watch, he does not make his mid-range jump
That's
shots.
like when the Kings announcers say, and you can't blame him, it's been a tough year, but how many times have you heard him say, everything but the bucket?
Yeah, and they did everything right that time.
Yeah, everything but the bucket.
Or anytime Keegan shoots, honestly. And we know he's got that. Not that time.
Mikael Brown Jr., his stock has fallen.
I haven't even heard. I mean, yeah, has the team started losing? I haven't seen him on TV. I haven't seen him on social media.
They've lost 3 of their last 4, but Tankathon right now has him as the 3rd rated point guard behind Flemings and your guy Acuff.
Acuff's hot right now.
Yes.
Acuff's hot right now.
He and Wagler.
Yeah, and there's some Wagler film out there that, is he lacking athleticism or does he just play at his own pace? I like a guy that plays at his own pace. I was always very frantic. My dad couldn't stand it. Alan, slow down, dude. Slow down. So I like guys that just kind of play at their own pace.
I'm not surprised because Alan, quite often, I'm not making this up, during breaks, he's playing shadow basketball in here with no ball.
4 hours. I got to stay active.
Nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying, wow, that guy has a lot of energy.
I got to stay active, man. 4 hours. It
and
feels
he
like
shoots a jump shot.
Yeah.
Do like a drop step, and he runs the other end of the room.
I'll show you my Euro. And I think our boss is below us. So I'm sorry. Sorry, boss man.
Oh, he's not here anymore.
Yeah, but I know he's definitely heard me before.
Okay.
Because I got to get my shots up. During breaks, I got to stay active, Whitey. You can't just sit here.
I have a quiz for you here. This is, I think Lau Murray put this together. Never have I ever, NBA, or not in a long time have they ever. For example, I'll give you this one. The Pistons haven't won a home playoff game since 2008. He's got a list of these. How about this? What team, and it's one of the longest existing teams, has never had a scoring champion? In fact, they're one of 3 teams that played in the league's first season, 1946-47. They have never had a scoring champion.
I mean, it's more about which teams were available at that time. How many teams were there in 46?
Boy, I remember I used to have the league pass then. It was only on the radio, but still. I don't know,
wait, say that one more time.
One of the 3 teams, there's only 3 teams that have been around since 1946-47.
Yeah.
And one of those teams, this is a team that has never had a scoring champion.
Man.
I will tell you. It's a Boston Celtics.
I was going to say that, but I didn't. Allen, Larry
yeah.
or somebody, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. What 2 teams have never had a Rookie of the Year? Let's see. Rookie of the Year established in 1948. There are only 2 franchises that have never had a Rookie of the Year. One of them had 2 Rookies of the Year in another league.
ABA?
Yeah.
So we looking at Denver.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Denver Nuggets. And then the other team.
I'm all about the ABA right now, brother.
Oh, you
Come
like
on.
that
Soul power.
Yeah.
They need a part 2, 3, and 4.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The other team was one of the expansion teams in the late 80s, early 90s, the Miami Heat.
The Heat?
Those only 2 teams that never had a Rookie of the Year. The Lakers have faced every current West team in the playoffs except one. The Lakers have played every current
team.
West team in the playoffs at one time or another except one.
I'm going to go Portland.
They played Portland in 2020. That was the most recent.
I don't remember that.
Well, I know this was is it kind of a trick? Is it the Pelicans?
No, they last played them in 2011 in the postseason.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And again, I only know this
that was
because
Chris
I'm looking
Paul
at it.
was
I'm not
hooping,
trying
right?
You wouldn't have to travel far to play.
The Clippers?
Clippers.
They need that.
That's true. That's true. It's a good one. Clippers ain't made it that much.
What team has never had a 30-point scorer or a scoring champion? It's a Western team. They had a guy who a couple years ago, 27.8.
Minnesota.
No.
Ooh.
They also had a guy who we had him on the show and talked about, man, you're a really good player, not in the Hall of Fame.
Phoenix.
He's 27 points. Yeah, Tom Chambers.
Tom Chambers.
Yeah. The Phoenix Suns
have never had a 30-point score and or a what?
A scoring champion.
Scoring champ.
And what team in the 3-point era, which is what, since 79, 80, they have not won 50 games in the 3-point era.
Oh, damn it. Clippers. Oh, no, they snuck one in.
In the 3-point era.
Yeah, they actually won a championship, but it was in the late 70s.
Wizards?
The Wizards is right.
Yeah, they were the Bullets.
Dang.
They've never won 50 games ever.
Since the 3-point era.
Wow.
79, 80.
Yeah.
Man. They've been tanking.
They've been, decades.
Remember they had, Otto Porter, Kelly Oubre, Bradley Beal, and John Wall. And they used to give LeBron fits a little bit.
A little bit.
In Cleveland.
Yeah. It was cute.
Yeah.
That was cute.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, It was LeBron and LeBron.
Yeah. All right, we'll come back and take a look at, how many days until opening day and who wore that number next on Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
At Planet Fitness, we're getting strong for the season's biggest games. Join now and your first month is free. Whether you're chasing a buzzer beater or your everyday goals, we've got next level amenities like red light recovery and hydro massage to help you rebound and recover. Plus, with the PF Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and access over 2,800 locations. Join now for $1 down, $24.99 a month, and get your first month free. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, March 13th. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at pepsipromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of Pepsi Go Inc.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Jackson Hewitt handles your taxes and your stress. Inhale our no surprise price of $149 or less. Exhale, paying more for complicated taxes. You won't. Inhale new tax law knowledge. Exhale, missing out on your biggest refund? Certainly not. Don't miss paying $149 or less. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Yo, Harvey, Zoe, group selfie.
Ooh, nice new iPhone 17, Drewski.
Let's do a triangle formation. I'm in front.
With a center stage front camera, everyone fits in the shot.
You got it at T-Mobile.
But switching takes forever.
Not anymore. Now you can switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
Focus, people. Nail your pose.
And you get a new iPhone 17 on them.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way, guys. Switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. And right now, we'll pay off your old phone up to $800.
I'm grabbing my phone and switching to T-Mobile right now.
Get back, Harvey. We're taking a let's go again, y'all.
With 24 monthly bill credits, finance agreement, 256 gigabytes, $830, eligible trade-in, example iPhone 13, and new qualifying line, $60 plus per month plan with autopay plus taxes and fees. For well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. $800 via virtual prepaid card. Card typically takes 15 days after rebate submission, no cash access, and card expires in 6 months. Check out in 15 minutes per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
At InShape, we have a place for every kind of mover. The Sometimer, the early riser, the after-work grinder, the yogi, lifter, bodybuilder, walker, runner, swimmer, spinner, stretcher, rower, climber, jumper, dancer, boxer, sauna seeker, recoverer. Basically, if you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong at InShape. So whether it's your first time or your first time in a while, start the year strong and join today at InShape.com. Find a location nearest to you.
They do not know what Sactown brings. When on the low, that's a Sactown thing. Talking about us, it's a bounce out thing. Must they forgot we some Sacramento Kings. Whole squad going crazy, yeah, we back with it. Northern Cali going crazy, one sack winning. If you doubted us, then ain't no backspinning. This is real right here, ain't no catfishing. So tell me what you see now. Coming down the lane off the rebound.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sactown Sports.
I want to talk a little bit about baseball here. 21 days till opening day, and then top of the hour we'll get you ready for the Kings and the Pelicans. But I don't know if we can talk about baseball at all because yesterday, as the show was concluding, I brought up ESPN's top 100 players, and you guys didn't agree with the list. And frankly, I thought you both were very unfair in the way in which you took it out on me. And I was just like, hey, this is what it said. No, what are you talking about?
You were smiling the whole time.
I'm just being the conduit.
You were the bridge.
Yeah, that's all.
You liked it.
Yeah.
You liked it.
Some of the faces you made.
That's what annoyed me. You liked it too much. You liked that it upset me. That's what it was.
I don't enjoy that at all. Wasn't it Julio Rodriguez?
Oh.
That was the one that really upset you? 2 Mariners in the top 10?
I mean, it's just prisoner of the moment. You got to know ball. You know what I mean?
But they didn't even get to the World Series.
No. No, they didn't. But 9-4, whatever it was.
They didn't have a great day today, by the way, the Mariners. But, spring training.
Spring training. I don't even know if those guys played.
27.
Actually, they're gone. They're out. They're all at World Baseball Classic.
Right. Anyway, 21 days until opening day. Notable names. I know MLB.com's been looking at this. Notable names who wore the number 21. Clemens, although he wore some other numbers. Going way back, Warren Spahn, Sammy Sosa. Also going way, way, way back, Archie Vaughn. I think I have his autograph somewhere. And, of course, the great Clemente, number 21. If you took the wins above replacement for all the players that wore the number 21, you'd have the 6th highest WAR for any number.
Man.
Yeah.
So a bunch of ballers.
Yeah. I think number 1 is guys who wore the number 5, which includes Johnny Bench. I know you've struggled with that.
Well, where are you at? You don't like plus minus. You like WAR?
I don't necessarily like it. I'm just trying to, give some context to some of these numbers. That's all.
Because I struggle with WAR at times, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
It's supposed to encompass everything, and it's like, come on.
Yeah, I can understand.
You're behind you is a guy who's not a big analytics guy.
Well,
if I'm not mistaken.
No, but Jay, I'm
right
with you, man. We grew up. Give me an ERA. Yep. Okay, give me an ERA, give me a batting average. Where I kind of stop on this, and I'm being honest, I'm the baseball guy, but I like OPS. But once you start getting to the OPS plus and OPS minus.
OPS plus is a good one.
See, it's enough. Give me OPS, right? You got what is it? On base and slugging. That's it. No,
not a big BABIP
with the
guy?
WRC one. What is it?
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
The World Race Car Classic. Like, what are we talking about? Enough.
That's weighted runs created. I think.
Oh, I did see one.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about. They're saying Lucas Giolito might still get $20 million. He's still a free agent, and I don't think the Giants would pay that money. And he's been injured. But I saw this, guys. It was very, very fascinating. It was basically the idea. Lucas Giolito, he had a 3.14 ERA, right? Which sounds pretty darn good. He hasn't been signed yet. It's pretty darn good. But when you look deeper, okay, and this one's for Jay, this is by OAA. Here you go, Whitey. Fielding run value. So essentially, pitchers with the best outfield defense behind them.
Oh, come on.
So it's basically how lucky did he get?
Oh.
So Lucas Giolito, his fielding run value was 2 runs better than any other pitcher, which, long story short, as he's still not signed, basically people are saying that your 3.14 ERA wasn't real.
Okay.
I thought that was a good one.
And they're just saying basically his defense is good in the outfield?
Yeah, but not even just that. not even just that. They made plays that they had no business making.
Are you talking about FIP, fielding independent pitching?
No, this was fielding run value.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't really like this stuff. That one I thought was interesting because Giolito hasn't been signed yet, and he had a pretty good season.
Mm-hmm. How are the Giants expected to do offensively? I think we looked at some American League numbers last week, and the A's were 6th.
The A's
in the American League?
No, the A's
6th in all
are
of baseball.
6th on all of baseball.
All of baseball, yeah, right.
And,
right.
This is from Bradford.
And they're 3rd in the American League, yeah.
Yeah, this is from Bradford Doolittle, and it's just absurd. And this is the type of stuff that really just ticks me off.
Why?
He's got the Giants at 17. He's got the Giants
You
at
think that's
17.
too high?
No, it's way too low. First of all, he's got the Braves at 2, and Profar's not even playing. So that, to me, this list is ridiculous. These are the grades, Whitey. There's hit, patience, power, base running, durability, depth, and then he has versus right-handers and left-handers.
And this is just your lineup, and takes pitching out of the equation.
Just the lineup, okay?
Yeah.
He's got Arias leading off, Devers 2, Adames 3, Chapman 4, Jung-Hoo Lee 5, Elliot Ramos 6, Harrison Bader 7, Eldridge 8, Patrick Bailey 9. For the hit grade, he gives them a C. Well, sorry, Mr. Doolittle. Luis Arias, 3-time batting champion, is on the team now. So that's at least
Ain't
a
that
B.
the same one you didn't want?
Well, he's on the team now, so he's my guy.
Okay.
He's my guy. Patience.
The team that he's been playing for didn't really want him back.
No, Whitey, come on now. Patience, he gives them a C-. Fine. It's tough to argue that one. But again, Arias, okay? He doesn't strike out. He gives them a C- for power. Oh, Oracle. They don't play at Oracle for all 162 games.
They play half of them there, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, and with that being
I
said,
didn't play at Temple or anything,
No.
I think they still play half their games.
Okay, but here's the other thing. You're getting Rafi Devers for a full season. You weren't getting that. By the way, he went 30-plus home runs. Okay? You're getting Willie Adames another year into it. Jay, you know that first year after you get signed, you're still trying to figure out your P's and Q's. Willie Adames broke the Barry Bonds drought with 30-plus home runs while at Oracle Park. So the power, that should at least be a B. All right? Base, and we don't know. Bryce Eldridge, the phenom himself, he hit a ball yesterday. Exit velocity, you know what it was? 113 miles per hour. The ball took a bounce behind shortstop and rolled to the wall. That's how hot of coffee it was. Base running, he gives them an F. I can't really disagree with that. Durability, A+, and depth, a D+ for depth. For depth? Come on, Mr. Doolittle.
You're a big Giants fan. I'm not the biggest Giants fan. So let's go to Jay. He's right there in the middle. Unbiased observer.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think, Jay? You think the Giants are ranked
17th,
fairly?
Jay.
17th. Yeah, it's pretty close to about spot on. Plus or minus 2.
6, they got the Rangers in front of them.
They should be.
The Brewers.
They should be.
The Royals. See, I don't know about the Royals.
I don't know. Yeah, I know about the
Astros,
Royals.
yes.
Yep.
Orioles,
yeah.
Sure. I love the Diamondbacks lineup, so no argument there.
Okay.
Padres at 10? Padres at 10?
Come on.
Be higher,
They
you're
should
right,
be higher,
but,
yeah.
Phillies at 9. They're better on paper. Give me a break. Yankees, they play in a Little League ballpark. Cubs at 7. I'm done.
Yeah, they should be lower.
All right,
Padres should, and the Yankees should be in front of them.
And then he's got the Braves at 2. Oh, Mariners at 4.
Everybody loves
You would have thought they won the World Series.
Everybody
The
loves
Blue
Mariners.
Jays.
They didn't even get there.
We are giving you the chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets for the opening night of Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Cal Expo on Friday, March 20th, 7:30 p.m. We're looking for lucky caller number. What number?
4.
Caller
Where the
number
Giants
4.
should be.
Caller number 4. 916-339-1140. If you're trying to remember 4, just think the Giants would be lucky to score 4
stop that.
runs.
Fourth in the division.
Stop that. Come on now.
NL West.
Caller 4, 916-339-1140. Kings are in dire danger of a win tonight. We'll tell you why when we come back. Sactown Sports Drive, guys. Don't go away.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers! Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger, Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Heyo, Johnny Mosley here, coming at you with Thursday's Toyota Tahoe Report. The Toyota is fired up and ready to roll. Let's tap the experts to see what Palisades has in store for us today.
Thanks, Johnny. Bluebird skis await. Thursday looks sunny with highs near 40 degrees and light winds. Clear skies continue into the evening with temps dropping into the mid-20s. This report is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Get ready, Sacramento. The Sacramento Boat Show and Big RV Show is taking over Cal Expo, March 5th through March 8th. Hundreds of boats and RVs, all in one place. From wakeboard boats and pontoon boats to motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, sprinter vans, plus fishing boats and ATVs. It's 2 huge shows, one massive event. Don't miss it. Get details now at twohugeshows.com.
Do you have at least 1 month worth of food in your pantry? If not, you should definitely go to mypatriotsupply.com right now. My Patriot Supply is America's #1 supplier of long-term storable food. They've helped over 3 million Americans get prepared. And for a limited time, when you order their best-selling 4-week food supply, you'll get an additional week of food absolutely free. There's no catch, but act fast because this offer ends soon. Claim your free emergency food kit now at mypatriotsupply.com. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Like the beam for Sacramento Kings. We the beam team, ayy. Like the beam for Sacramento Kings. Like the beam team. Like the beam for Sacramento Kings. We the beam team, ayy. Like the beam.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
Guess who has scored his first basket, his first points, as a member of the Washington Wizards? Trae Young.
Oh, my goodness. That's right.
Yeah.
They'll probably pull him out now.
Maybe. And isn't Dieter Kurtenbach your good buddy?
That's my boy.
Yeah, he's been on the show. He was just on X. He was posting, look, if I'm the Warriors right now, I have no interest in winning another game. Yep. I get knocked out of the play-in. I can end up with, he mentioned your guy, Yaxel Lendeborg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that is a guy that they could use because he is 23 years old. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he can definitely help. They've really liked what they've gotten from Will Richard.
Yes.
I mean, I think to Dieter's point, they're probably not going to, unless they get really lucky, they're probably not going to be bad enough to get a number that you could trade for a real win now piece. So they'll probably have to play whoever it is they draft. But Whitey, I said this 2 weeks ago. The Mavs, they had 39 wins. And I know the Warriors probably have won a game since, but the Mavs got the number 1 pick with 39 wins. The Warriors are at 31 now with about 20 left.
Right.
So if you could make some decisions, you could mess around and get a top 5 pick and then flip that for what you need.
So the bottom 10 as of right now, if I'm doing it right, I think after last night, they've lost a combined 44 in a row. it's possible that the tanking only gets worse as teams like the Warriors, if they decide to pivot. And who could blame them, really?
No. I mean, Steph has missed so much time with different injuries, and, Draymond don't play when Steph doesn't play. So you got that. You're going to get Jimmy back. They've already said they're going to keep him. Porzingis, look, that milk is already spilt with Kuminga. And by the way, the Kuminga thing, the one thing that we can't really argue, Whitey, as much as we can go back and forth on, what he's going to be, that brother has a hard time staying on the court. He really does. And that's the one thing we just didn't talk about, because he didn't play. Everybody wanted to see him against Giannis yesterday.
Yeah.
He didn't play. So, the Warriors, they've moved on from that. And, they're doing what they're doing. So if you could mess around and get 14 or 15, I know they got, Yaxel going 13, why not? Why not?
The Bucks are another team, and by the way, it came out today. In fact, you might have sent it to me. Somebody, maybe it was Jay. It looks like Doc Rivers is expected to retire at the end of the year. Milwaukee right now, they're 5 out of the 10th spot. So, I mean, are they really going to try to get into the play-in, or are they going to decide, to float down to the bottom of the barrel here? I do think, though, it's pretty much determined which teams are going to tank and which teams aren't. So I don't think necessarily we're going to have a handful of teams as of right now look around and go, hey, we're out of it, let's tank. I think it's pretty much settled. Teams that are in and teams that are out.
I don't know. I mean, I think it just comes down to their stars, right? Giannis is back, but you have two teams in the Bucks and the Warriors where their stars have struggled to stay healthy. Giannis has struggled. He's back right now. Steph still isn't back. So I don't know. If the Warriors keep losing games without Steph, the difference is, I mean, Giannis is 30, 31. Steph is 37, 36, 37. So it might just behoove you to just do the smart thing.
Yeah. I remember this story from that year when the Warriors, it was their gap year. As I recall, the great Nick Friedel, who's back covering the Warriors.
Yes, he is.
He asked Joe Lacob, are you tanking? And he's like, we don't tank. They were 15-50 that year.
But that's the thing, though. I think where they're at now, they could say, look, we're not now. Again, you can't just shut somebody down. I don't know if Steph's going to go under the knife or anything, but where they're at
Just
right
have
now.
that runner's knee.
Yeah, where they're at right now, why are you going to run? If things don't work out for them any better than they are right now, why are you going to run 37-year-old Steph out there? They got the Rockets tonight. They're actually winning by 10, but they do this early, the Warriors do. And then, when you don't have a star, the other team just kind of figures it out. But if you lose these games while Steph is out, I don't even know when he's supposed to come back, at least another week. Why are you going to run him out there to get the 10 seed?
One more Warrior note, and we'll get back to the Kings. I believe our former coworker, Dan Dibley, on the Warriors flagship yesterday, they were talking to Coach Kerr, and I think he asked him, what do you see in Brandon Podziemski? Because a lot of fans don't see what you see in him. But I don't know what he answered. You know what his answer was?
So, funny enough, basically, Steve Kerr, all the stuff he said, this is what Warrior fans that aren't super fans of Podziemski said. Essentially, Steve Kerr's answer was everything that he does to fit the system. He didn't necessarily say why he is a good player or what he sees in him. Or what he sees in him is that he does what he says. You know why? It's really similar to relationships,
Is it?
And you ever watch those shows and they'll say, well, why do you love my daughter? And everything they say is around the outskirts. Well, she does this and she does that. And then the parent, I got to get ready for that, Whitey. They said, well, you didn't necessarily say why you love my daughter. What is it about her? That's what it is. Steve Kerr just said, oh, well, Brandon Podziemski, he makes his bed and, he makes good food, whatever it is.
Yeah.
He didn't say why he likes Brandon Podziemski.
Yeah. Sure. Absolutely.
You see
Do
what
you
I'm
remember
saying?
when he was considered an untouchable after his rookie year, and the Warriors supposedly were talking to the Jazz
I have a
about
great
marketing?
story about that.
Yeah?
So me, my Twitter fingers get me in trouble. Because that's what Sham said. I'll never forget. And I can't say who, but somebody very in the weeds in Warriors media. Because I was still kind of on the outskirts. I think I might have just started here. And I said,
In the weeds or like close to the epicenter?
Both.
Okay.
Both. And I was going off of what Sham said. And I said, you're going to miss out on marketing because of Pajemski and I guess to a lesser degree Kuminga, what it is. I got a text from that person, and they basically told me that I don't know if Shams was leaving something out or whatever. Basically what they said was that's not true. The Jazz wanted more. It wasn't – Pajemski wasn't the holdup. Because I was, kind of going crazy on Twitter about it, and people were saying, yeah, that's ridiculous. I got a text from somebody essentially in the building, and they were like, hey, they wanted more than that. And I said, well, then why didn't Sham say that? And it was kind of awkward, the back and forth. I said, yo, I'm just tweeting I'm just going off of what Sham said. And but apparently, Whitey, the real story is Brandon Pajemski, I guess, wasn't untouchable, or he wasn't the holdup. That's what somebody had to hop in and correct me on that one.
Gotcha.
I said, okay, well,
that makes more sense.
It's not my report, though.
Mm-hmm. You didn't have this report, but we found out today that Killian Hayes is signing another 10-day contract, which I predicted on this show.
I had heard
2 days ago.
I had heard whispers, but
Well, I think you probably hear voices when you're running around in here playing basketball.
Just like the Max Crosby thing. We heard some whispers. We almost let it out yesterday, but we wanted to wait, and now this thing is off and running. But, Killian Hayes, I hope he gets 30 minutes a night. Give him 30 minutes a night. Let him run amok. Let him do whatever he can. Take as many lefty threes as he wants to take.
If you're Killian Hayes, what do you take from your first 10 days and say, whoa, I'm going to have to make more out of my next 10 days?
You know what? You know what he needs to do? He needs to fire up some Kingston Fleming's tape. Take a mid-range. How about that?
Oh, really?
Start there. Because he can hit him. I watched when, the G League tape, but I don't know what it is. He's just been kicking, and when he gets that ball back, I've seen him go to the lane like twice the whole time he's been with the Kings. Just get to the lane, dude.
He's kind of a catch-and-shoot guy, isn't he? Rather than shoot off the dribble.
But if you watch the tape with the Cavs, like you said.
The charge.
He's just kind of sitting there. If you watch the tape with the charge, he doesn't just sit there. He's getting to the cup more. Now, again, it's a highlight tape. But
it's a highlight tape against G Leaguers.
Well, let me see you try to get to the cup and see an NBA defender stop you. I'm not even getting to watch that. I'm not seeing I'm not seeing, oh, man, just like we talked about with Keaton Wagler. Oh, you can't just get to his spots like he used to. He's not trying.
It's almost like he's being too careful.
Yeah.
It's like, brother.
Let it fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have anything to lose.
Tonight.
And I know his assist to turnover is very good, but it's almost like he's like, I don't want to make any mistakes. We got to do something.
I'm going to say it like this. He might need some more of that Devin Carter mindset. Because Devin Carter, not just shooting the basketball, just in general, attack.
You call him Devin Carter. I call him Driving Carter.
Yeah.
He's taking it to the cup.
He's getting to the cup. We don't know what's going to happen once he gets there. But he gets to the cup. I do wonder in these situations, Russ is really taking the mantle, and DeMar as well. But you see Russ a lot talking to the younger guys. It's another point guard. He's trying to make his way and build a name for himself. I wonder how much Russ is talking to somebody like Killian Hayes, who he hasn't been with them all season. Is Russ maybe saying, I don't really know him like that? I wonder what that looks like for not just him, but even a PBJ, Patrick Baldwin Jr. I don't know. I just not worry. It is what it is, but the dynamics got to be a little bit different there.
We have game night coming up bottom of the hour, and I'm sure that I believe it's Scott and the High Flyer. They will have an update on the injury situation. But as of this afternoon, DeJounte Murray was out for the Pelicans. Trey Murphy, Zion Williamson, questionable. So that would suggest the Kings have a chance to win this game tonight.
Don't like that. Don't like that at all. And I got this one for you.
You're all the way over on the dark side now with me, huh?
Well, again, if it's because Russ is getting however many minutes and DeMar, then that's different. But if Precious Achiuwa is just doing his thing, it is what it is. I mean, and you can maybe throw him out of it. Okay, here you go, Whitey.
Yeah.
I have an update for you.
Thank you.
You have DeJounte Murray is officially out. And Trey Murphy still, this is as of 12 minutes ago. Trey Murphy still questionable. And
he has, I think, a neck issue, and Zion has an ankle.
Yeah,
issue.
Zion, ankle sprain. He is still questionable. Though, and Zion owns the Kings when he does play. And as far as the Kings are concerned, nothing new. Nothing new. You know who's a guy who obviously we're not going to talk about a ton, but you're probably thinking, you said he might be better than Killian. Just for funsies, it's still on the injury report. Isaiah Stevens out, G League, two-way. He's probably a guy when some of these dudes went out or when it became tank mode, he was probably thinking, all right, I'm going to get my shot. And then they bring in Killian Hayes, and he's maybe thinking, I'm an overthinker. Man, did I not do enough at the G League level? I thought we saw him against the Wizards, I think that weeks ago.
Yeah, that's just that whole higher ceiling thing. Killian Hayes still, you'd think, hey, he was, the 7th pick? Mm-hmm. Maybe there's still a star caliber player or something close to it. Whereas Isaiah Stevens is like, what he is. He's like a really solid professional. Mm-hmm. But they're looking for more, seeing if they can find some diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, and he's a straight up, if I'm not mistaken, he's a straight up 6'1", 6-footer.
Yeah.
Isaiah Stevens.
He's as pure as point guards get at this point.
I want to see it. I just want a lineup of all point guards. How about that? That'll make sure we take care of the tank right there.
That would. But tonight we got to see the big fella. We got to see Maxime Marino. We got to see him go to work again.
That's what he does.
Around the NBA, they're starting to notice.
They are. It got quiet for a bit.
Out of Stanford.
I mean, he's going to be on an all-rookie team. I think we discussed this before. That's a huge win.
Yeah.
That's a huge win. Now, I know there's probably some all-rookies back in the day that, or probably not even that far back in the day, that didn't really turn into anything.
Well, I know we always mention him, not to, again, go back to the worst, but Eric Paschall. I think
Eric
he was
Paschall.
Second-team all-rookie.
Yeah, I mean, and I think Anthony Bennett, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been the Anthony Bennett draft again, but Michael Carter-Williams, I might have that wrong. But Michael Carter-Williams, Rookie of the Year, and, we know what happens there. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I like what Maxime is doing, and it's a great situation for him. I don't know what he could do. I think I've just hit the ceiling he's already impressed me. I don't know what the ceiling is that he could impress me more. And that's what I said about him and Neek. I know Neek at least is coming off a iffy game, so I'd like to see Neek play better tonight. I've heard that it was Ramsey who hit me up. Our guy Ramsey said that Jordan Poole is just out of the rotation. That's just money. Mm-hmm. Just money being burned on the bench there.
Thank you, Ramsey. Belated happy birthday, Ramsey. How far back do you want to go on the all-rookie teams?
For a bad one?
Or
let's look at, just pick a random one. Pick the 2016 all-rookie team.
2015-16. First team, Karl-Anthony Towns, Kristaps Porzingis, Devin Booker, Jahlil Okafor, and Nikola Jokic.
That's
Second
a pretty good
team,
one.
Justice Winslow, D'Angelo Russell, Emmanuel Mudiay, Miles Turner, and from the Kings, Willie Cauley.
Yeah.
Stein.
It's nice in the moment. But what do we really,
2017, Malcolm Brogdon, Dario Saric, Joel Embiid, Buddy Hield, and Willie Hernan-Gomez. First team. That was first team. Second team all-rookie, Jamal Murray, Jaylen Brown, Marquise Chris, Brandon Ingram, and Yogi Ferrell.
Well, it's funny. It's almost as if, flipping it to a guy that didn't make one of these but played well. Because what I want to take away from it is that, hey, if you make it, we know that you got a chance at something. It's better to be on it than to not be on it. I would imagine the list of guys that didn't make, because there's two teams, the first team and second team, the list of guys that wasn't on the all-rookie team and ended up being stars or NBA players for a long time is probably a bit lower. And the difference is, Whitey, as well, it's also based on where you get drafted. Mm-hmm. If you're a top 10 guy and that was a problem with Devin Carter and there were injuries, but if you're a top 20 pick and you're not a first or second team guy, that's not good.
Just looking at the Kings in more recent years, 2018, second team Bogdan Bogdanovic from the Kings. 2019, first teamer from the Kings, Marvin Bagley. First team all
He's still around.
Rookie.
He's still around.
Yeah. Other than that, let's see. Tyrese Halliburton, 2021, was first team all rookie. And I think Keegan, of course, 2023 was first team. And you're up to date. There you go.
Yeah. So it's better to be on it than not, but it doesn't tell you a ton about what their future is going to be.
Right.
That's really what it is.
Mm-hmm. But it's interesting to me that Maxime Reynaud pretty clearly is having a better rookie year than Nick Clifford.
Yeah, because he's not, again, 24th pick or 26th pick.
Nick Clifford's had his moments. It's not like he's bad.
Yeah.
But Maxime is opening some eyes.
Right. But again, based on where you're drafted and moving away from the actual first team, second team, if you're drafted outside the top 25, or I would even say top 20, and you don't make an all-rookie team, it ain't the end-all, be-all. Why, Whitey? Because your ceiling probably wasn't that high to begin with, which is what I always said about Nick Clifford. But Kings fans were really excited that they got a first-round pick, and they got mad at me when I said, I don't know that he's going to be a star. He's 24 years old already.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't hurt as much if he's outside the top 15 or top 20. It's just, I don't know how high any of the guys that deep are going to be.
We have spent so much time talking about what the Kings should do if they're 5th or 4th, and I know that the numbers suggest, really good chance you're going to be 5th. What if they get number 1 or 2? What if they hit the jackpot, Alan? Mm-hmm. Is it DeBonsa? Is he going to be a Sacramento King? The biggest non-story story that we've seen in basketball in a long time is the DeBonsa story this week that, he says he might not enter the NBA draft. Right. He's going to be in the NBA draft.
Yeah.
But he's the guy, right?
For me
personally, I'm still leaning Peterson, but I see that fans want him, and I think the team wants him.
Yeah.
I think he'd be the pick.
To me, it's DeBanza. If you get number 1, don't overthink this. I mean, even when we have on, our different draft analysts, they all kind of say, DeBanza, you look at what he's doing, you look at where the NBA is right now, that's the type of guy that you would like.
Even Matt Babcock today. I don't know why I have a hard time saying Babcock. Yeah. But anyway, he said, because I asked him, well, what's the upside? What's the potential downside? He said, there's no weakness. He said, you can still become a better shooter, but it's not like there's anything you see there and go, whoa, that's a problem.
Yeah, when I think weakness, I'm thinking, and this is probably the extreme, but certain guys where they're just not respecting you at the three-point line at all. Obviously, we have to see all these guys shoot from the NBA three, and that's one thing I like about Keaton Wagler. He takes some deep ones, Whitey. He's not just right there on the line. He's taking some deep shots, and Darius Acup, and that's probably on purpose, honestly. Some of these point guards, in their mind, they're not even thinking about the college three-point line at this point. But
see, that's what I love about DP.
Yeah.
He's got deep
I think that's
range.
They don't – I think it's different for bigs because that's not the first thing on their mind. So, hey, I can shoot it and we'll figure out the difference later. A lot of these guards, they're purposely shooting from back there. But, yeah, I look at what the Bansa situation is, and when there is a guy like him, and when I think of – the shooting's going to be a problem. Personally, Whitey, and maybe this is too extreme, I'm thinking Draymond, somebody's in drop coverage on Draymond, or no disrespect, a Russ situation where they're not even guarding him. You can't do that to A.J. DeBonsa. Mm-hmm. It ain't like that.
Yeah. That's one of the drawbacks of Cam Boozer is that teams look at what he would be facing defensively in the NBA, and teams would be switching and drawing him out defensively on the perimeter, and teams think, that's bad.
Barbecue chicken?
Yeah, he doesn't have that kind of, we talk about his lack of athleticism. He doesn't have that ability to go out and guard guys on the perimeter much.
Yeah, in the same way you build a team offense, you got to build a team defense. And, we're too far.
You don't care about defense and rebounding.
Well, rebounding, you grab the ball. If all see you grab the ball. But defense, I do think.
Zone. If you're the coach, just play zone.
But play zone, they can't shoot. They can't. Until they can, they can't. But I do think you can. I hear what you're saying, but you can build a team defense that, there are going to be some mismatches, sure, but that's why if you're going to have Cam Boozer, then you definitely can't. And I know you couldn't pull this off anyway. Then you can't maybe have a Darius Acup. You can't have too many holes because that's what we're seeing with the Kings right now.
Oh yeah.
But because you can help each other out in those situations.
Mm-hmm. Raider Ted says, did you guys forget that we cannot beat the Pels no matter what?
That was they beat the Pels last season. That's over now. That left with Jose Alvarado. Okay? They left with Jose Alvarado. I'll never forget. I was at one of those games where he did the Grand Theft Alvarado.
I remember that, yeah.
And he sat in the corner and he picked De'Aaron.
Yeah.
And we were like, hey, Wolf. And he just didn't hear. And I'm thinking, I know it was loud in there because that's when the Kings were,
But we'd
on
all
their
been
way.
talking about it, and
Yeah.
everyone had seen him play. So, boy, you got to watch out for that guy. Yeah, I remember that.
Immediately did it. Mike Brown was hot when that happened too. But you're thinking, on the court, honestly, it's not on Mike Brown. It's on somebody, but everybody's just not paying attention. And he gets people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, since we're talking about it, I know he's on the Knicks. Now he's with Mike Brown.
Yeah.
And, Jay, I want you to hop in here too. What Jose Alvarado did, hanging out in the corner, Grand Theft Alvarado, Bush League or not? Fair or foul?
Nothing Bush League about that.
Fair.
Absolutely. Maybe if they were up 10 with 12 seconds left. Maybe. Yeah. But even then, you got to be paying attention to what you're doing. Are you suggesting that, according to Styles' rules, is Bush League?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's Bush League.
Just asking a question.
Yeah, I'm just no. I've always said it was fair, but I've had conversations with people at this station that think it's foul.
Really?
And
Name
I think
people.
My memory escapes me. But I know I was here.
That might be one of the best ones you've had so far.
But I know it was here.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, let's think.
You sure?
Was it during your old show?
We're running out of time. We got to, get ready for the game.
Would it happen to be on your show or you visiting someone else's show?
It's a little blurry. It's just blurry. But, yeah, they were not fans of it.
What about stealing a base when I'm ahead by 5 runs in a game?
5 runs? No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. Yeah. 10? Sure. 7? 6?
Do you remember the Warriors?
What level we talking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Softball. Slow pitch softball.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Kerr, you say we played at the buzzer because they wouldn't always honor the,
the dunking thing, playing the clock out. I hate all of it.
The etiquette of
just play.
Yeah.
Remember they got mad at? Remember that guy? It was probably almost a decade ago now. Remember the guy in college? They were losing and he did like a windmill. And they got mad at him. They losing. Who cares?
All those rules are falling apart. Used to be bad etiquette to flip your bat.
No, now you got to do it.
Yeah, now it's bad etiquette if you don't.
I'm throwing that bad boy into the stands.
We're throwing the baton now to game night. The High Flyer and Scott Marsh. They'll get you up to the G-Men, and we got the Pelicans and the Kings coming up. And we're back with you tomorrow on a Friday. You ready for that, Alan?
Always.
Yeah, stick around. Kings basketball is coming up on Sactown Sports.
Shoot the J, stay ready. Legends in the crown heavy. Half court buzzer beater.
On the move. Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Jackson Hewitt handles your taxes and your stress. Inhale our no surprise price of $149 or less. Exhale, paying more for complicated taxes. You won't. Inhale, new tax law knowledge. Exhale, missing out on your biggest refund? Certainly not. Don't miss paying $149 or less. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team.